Oh, hello. Oh, hello. It is time once again for the crooked stream. Yes, it is time. I've come to blight your existence once again. Yes. Yes, it is I, Crooked. Your doom has come to you as Piper punches me once again. Piper, hush, hush, Peeper. Stop punching me with your tiny dog hands. With your tiny dog paws. Yes, hello. And you're all soft today. You went to the groomer, didn't you? And now you were all soft. Yes, you are. Stop punching me. Enough, Piper. I'm trying to be menacing to the audience. I'm trying to be horrifying. How is everyone doing today? Today we got a little bit of a thing. We got a little bit of stuff going on. Yes, hello back. Hello again, Piper. Oh, you can hear her go whoa, 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 whoa. What is it, Piper? Hold on, my dog's chopping. Be right back. She chops. She chops. She chops. She chops. Hush the whole thing. You both got bully sticks. You're both fine. Makes it sound like I don't do anything for you. But yes, we have a lovely little stream plan today. Yes, we do. And by planned, I don't mean by planned, I don't mean cobbled together at the last minute. Oh no. No. I would never do such a thing. Ever. I swear it's these. But yes, so today I have the plan to try to figure out what the fuck happened in Silent Hill F. It's been bugging me, chat. You don't understand, right? It's been bugging me. It's been bugging me. I've been thinking about the ending to that game for days, and it doesn't make any fucking sense, right? The ending of the game doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I know it's the bad ending, but like, I don't really understand what happened in Silent Hill F at all. Like, not really. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. And I think I found most of the journals. I read through most of them on stream, and I still don't understand what exactly was going on. So I thought today, we would go over it together. Right? We go over it together. We go through the full, complete story explained. And we would finally gain pure understanding, pure enlightenment into what the actual fuck Silent Hill F was. I don't think it'll make it a better game, mind you. I don't think this will fix everything, because if I have to go to a YouTube video for someone to detail the fucking story to me for me to understand what the hell was going on, I don't think the story was very well conveyed to the audience. I don't think it was very well conveyed to the audience. Not at all. Not at all. Howdy, eggs. How are you? So, yeah, we're gonna do that. After that, then we have some Anomaly games and HELLMART, which that demo just came out. I want to play that game. I think it'll be pretty fun. Burb is working, but good. What are you working on, Burb? Huh? Huh? I kind of wiggled my eyebrow there. I just kind of noticed that. Can I wiggle it without making my eyes go really small? No, they're kind of tied together. Okay. No, they're kind of tied together. All right. Small assignment you've been tasked with. Is it a fun assignment? Is it a super duper duperly fun assignment? I'm sure it is. Back to extra credit and not hard. Wait, extra credit the YouTube channel? Or something for something else. You don't mean the YouTube channel, right? Because that channel sucks. That channel sucks. Let's see. Is this the one Yes, this is the one that does. Okay, I'm trying to figure out which one of my OBS things does what I need it to do. Is it? It's not that bad. The problem with extra credit is a lot of their information is very inaccurate. A lot of their information is very inaccurate and very biased. So, I think we can pause this. Is the video?
This video.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, no, that's bad. Oh yeah, no, like their historical videos are very inaccurate. They've had awful takes in the past. Like I remember when the orc controversy was coming up and about inherently evil races, and they made the allegory that inherently evil races are just stand-ins for minorities, and like holy shit. Like, oh my god, they used to be good at one point, right? They used to make good content, but they've fallen into their own biases and their own political philosophy that they and it colors everything that they do. It's not that good. I just joined. Well, you're just in time. We were just about to start. We were talking about extra credit to YouTube channel. Like they're terrible. Terrible, but we're not getting into them today. We're gonna learn Silent Hill F. We're gonna figure out what the fuck happened in this game. All right. So here we are. We're at the very beginning. We got the intro, and we are going to go on a journey together, chat. You and I. We're going to be entering the spirit realm together to learn what the fuck this game was.
This video will explain the entire story of Silent Hill F. I'll be going over
make sure the volume is good.
The town and its dark secrets, as well as the main story, characters, monsters, all the endings, and the real story that the game seems to be hiding from us. As always, I'd like to issue a spoiler warning. Once
just the two of us
is over, we'll be talking endgame spoilers.
Well, just the two of you us on the YouTube side. We also have some people on the Twitch side.
I'd also like to thank Anomaly for giving me a code
together.
To the game early. While not necessarily viewing to understand Silent Hill F, if you are looking for more Silent Hill content from me, I made a massive retrospective last year talking about the rest of the series. From
look at him stove that man's head in with a pipe.
I covered all there was to know about Silent Hill, even the lesser-known titles.
What the hell is that Silent Hill game?
But with that out of the way, let's get started.
All right, we're starting.
So I'd like to begin by breaking down the religious history of the town. Then I'd like to recap the main story and ending. Usually I add in some theory and speculation during these moments, but I want to save that for its own section this time.
Okay, everyone. I hope you are prepared on your historical Japanese religious symbolism that you're going to need to know to understand this game. I hope you're all brushed up on that. To understand this story, we must open the Silmarillion and start from when HELLMART sang the universe into existence.
Because now that we're past spoiler territory, I can reveal that I believe a significant portion of this game is fake and takes place within the head of the main character. Silent Hill F is a game of multiple interpretations.
Wait, well, I literally just missed the 5
plot
seconds.
Of the gods and their hold over the town.
One
the
second.
Main character. The main character.
Not the main character.
Because now that we're past spoiler territory, I can reveal that I believe a significant portion of this game is fake and takes place within the head of the main character.
Oh, that's cool.
Silent Hill F is a game of multiple interpretations. There is the straightforward religious plot of the gods and their hold over the town. And then there is...
Look, man, I really hope the plot doesn't boil down to it's all in your head. like I would really be happy. I would really find it cool if you didn't just tell me half the events that I experienced in this game didn't actually happen and were all fake. That'd be cool. That'd be nice.
There's the metaphors and symbolism that point to this game being the main character's attempt to make a decision about an arranged marriage she's been forced into. With much of the game not only hinting at this, but specific dialogue and scenes being metaphors that allude to it. But none of that will make sense unless I explain the basics. So first, let's break down the religious history and the main story to cover the basic straightforward plot.
Alright, break it down for me.
The video talking about those metaphors. So Silent Hill F sees us navigating the 1960s Japanese town of Ibisugaoka.
Okay.
But the history of this now quiet town dates back a long time. According to the Nihon Shoki, a book of Japanese creation myth, long ago there was an 8-headed dragon named Yamata no Orochi, who demanded the sacrifice of young...
I'm sorry, it's just killing me. It's just killing me. Let me break out my ancient Japanese creation myth so I can understand my horror game. I'm sorry, it's just killing me. It's just murdering me on the inside to go, ah, yes, of course. How silly of me. I should have pulled out my Japanese history textbook so I could have understand this game better. These textbooks of mythology.
Girls. The god of the sea Susanoo caught wind of this and decided to get the dragon drunk on some sake. As the dragon became intoxicated, the god cut off all of its heads. ENVtuber's history books continue this myth by stating that one of the heads landed not far from the town of Higa no Kuni, the original name of the town. Eventually, this head would come back to life.
So water god doesn't like eight-headed god. That's taking a lot of sake to get him. To get an 8-headed dragon god, I think must have been huge. That must have taken a lot of sake to manage that, Jesus.
Life as a poisonous water dragon and would plague the land for many years.
Oh.
Now, many, including a local historian, question the myth's validity. The town has had many toxic gas.
Oh, I remember this part.
Underground water stream.
Yeah. I remember reading this note. It was a note about that Inari-san sealed away the poison dragon deep underground, and I questioned the validity. I questioned that because that seemed like, for a town that relies on well water, that seems like a really bad place to put an ancient poison dragon god. But what do I know? Inari-san's a fox god. He must know better than me. But anyway,
seeing as this addendum to the creation myth is only known within the town, some wonder if this was an attempt to explain the unfortunate circumstances that plagued the townsfolk. Regardless,
I remember this part.
Would then worship this divine entity, but later documents in scripture point to a transition in worship. At the tail end of the Heian period in 1170 CE, a war broke out between the Taira and the Minamoto clans. The Taira clan had lost the war, and their power...
I'm going to point out 1170 CE. That's we're talking 800 years ago.
was dissolved. It's reported that members of the clan fled to all places across Japan looking for sanctuary. Some of them managed to find their way to Ibisugaoka. In fact, it's believed that this is
okay. I remember this part too.
Originated from, as the kanji for Ibisu holds the meaning of a person who has migrated far away.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I remember this note too. We found it later in the game where we made it to the shrine in the mountains next to the really big scary tree that you can see the outline of it right there. That a bunch of people from this clan showed up into the town, and they were being tended to by the shrine in the area, and like many of them harbored dark thoughts of hatred and wanting revenge against the people who against the clan that bested them. Yeah, I remember that. That was okay. So how's that factor into everything?
Unable to restore their clan to its former glory, those who remained vowed to take revenge. They then buried the sword of their leader at the base of a great tree. According to legend, one day in the middle of the Kamakura period, so likely around mid to late 1200s, a monk donning multiple masks measuring over 3 meters, or almost 10 feet tall, would visit the town. The monk brought the people to the great cedar tree. He told the townsfolk, quote, "You who fear the water dragon's wrath, quake no more, for the beast grows weak and prepares for slumber. It is none other than this great tree that has sapped the evil from it. Devote yourself to the great tree, and it shall keep the beast subdued until the end of time." The townsfolk then abandoned the water dragon faith and converted to the divine tree faith, but even this faith would evolve with time. The town in the modern day lived...
Oh, okay. It reminds me of every time it gets back to the Warring States period of China, the romance of the Three Kingdoms. Like every time I hear about stuff like this, it reminds me of like Guan Yu in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Guan Yu in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, going completely off topic into another fucking realm of reality that has nothing to do with Silent Hill F. Nothing to do with this game at all. We're going to talk about Guan Yu. Like, the accounts of Guan Yu in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms is fucking insane. The mythology around this man, like, he was fucking, like, 8 feet tall. He was super strong. He could, like, push, like, he goes stronger than 100 men. He could wield a Kwandao, which was like a giant polearm weapon that weighed like 200 pounds. No, it was like 200 kilograms. It was something absurd. It was some absurd, like almost like 200 to 300 pound polearm that he could wield with one hand and move effortlessly. And he was just like, and you just go into these accounts of these people, and of the mythologies or romance periods of like, because even Japan in its Warring State periods has a bunch of this too. And man, it's like, man, they really did like to glow people up in stories, but like, what's a good story? But I guess don't ruin a good stories with the facts, like using a 200-pound Kwandao. A 200-pound polearm is not very conducive to fighting whatsoever.
Lives on the outskirts. Only one bridge connects it to the main city. This is very likely the same problem that plagued the townspeople back in the day. Due to its location, trade was rare, practically non-existent. So the people of the town had to be extra careful with their tools. This would lead to the birth of the Tsukumogami faith. The definition isn't fully understood, but in some circles it's believed that tools over 100 years possess souls and become self-aware.
Oh, I remember seeing a note about that too in the game. It was just one note, I think. But yeah, that was a thing that popped up too. And it's just like, I'm also gonna note, this fucking town has changed religions quite a lot.
People will then take their old tools back to the
quite a heathen town.
Gods. Then, in the Edo period, so somewhere between the 16 to 1800s, another change in faith occurred, as the divine tree was struck by lightning and burned down. By this time, the Tsukumogami faith had a grip on their land, so the people of the town treated old objects with sacredness. Having seen that their oldest object of worship be destroyed,
fuck yeah, we're doing it! We're going, chat!
Thing, which was an Inari statue. Inari is the god of foxes, rice, and tea, as well as other things like success and prosperity. She is one of the main gods within Shintoism, and thus has been known for quite some time. However, the townspeople had mixed the faith of Inari and Tsukumogami to create their own unique faith exclusive to the town. A local historian of the modern day who's been reading up on the town's history, and one who is rather displeased with the town's, quote, superficial faith, asked a local priest about this phenomenon.
No. The town that keeps changing religions like every couple years is not very committed to their faith. I couldn't believe it. I can't believe.
Inari came to them in their time of need. The divine tree was the only thing holding back the power of the water dragon.
Why does your laugh sound so villainous? I don't know. It's just the way it developed in my life. I think it works very well for a VTuber character, though, don't you think? It's just kind of the way it came. It's just kind of the way it developed. I don't know why. It just big short and laugh.
Far out west traveled here to subdue the creature. Faith in the foxes is what bolsters their power, so it's up to the townspeople to pray to the foxes so that they can find the strength to hold the dragon back. Looking into the town, the area where the dragon was subdued has a surprising number of onsens. Removing the religious aspect, the onsens seem to release toxic gas that sprout from the ground like geysers. An investigation has found that land near the mountains
onsen, the hot springs. Okay. That makes sense. So the onsens are supposed to be stand-in for the poison dragon, which is why the area where it's at is so toxic. Okay. That makes sense.
Time a landslide will occur. But the residents have pushed back on this idea, claiming that there hasn't been one in over hundreds of years, and that Inari is the one who protects them from it. Well, it could be seen as strange
Inari, why? As someone gets swept away by the landslide.
There could be some truth to their claims. The people of Ibisu-gaoka worshipped a twisted combination of Tsukumogami and Inari faith. All across town are various shrines dedicated to Inari and her foxes, with tools sometimes being laid out as offerings. But this debate over their religious history and the constant switching of deities has led to some controversy. In 1880, 13 residents of Ibisu-gaoka were killed in broad daylight.
Oh my God,
the killer was thought to be a man over 2 meters tall and covered in tree bark made to look like armor. The man was supposedly chanting about the divine tree and how if they don't pray, the dragon will come back and kill them. The same local historian from before believes that it was someone from the divine tree faith who wanted the people to return to worshipping it, even assuming that the garb he wore was meant to mimic the monk who first visited their land. But due to the faith in Inari, the incident...
But wasn't he killed? I remember that he died. He died a horrible death, along with those several other people who apparently, who made fun of Inari and then died a horrible death. So even though it's a bastardized god, it does seem like at least it's a little potent. I like the way that demon stands. You mean the doll thing? That thing?
It was someone from the Divine Tree faith who wanted the people to pretend.
Yeah, no, I love the look
of
this game.
That the garb he wore was meant to mimic the monk who first visited their land.
I just didn't like the way it played.
But due to the faith in Inari, the incident is merely a small footnote in their history, and if anything, many believe that it was the work of the divine that smited the man in the first place. One eyewitness...
Smited! Yeah, that thing. Oh, the one thing I can say about Silent Hill F, the one thing I did actually really like about it, right? The one thing I liked about it was that it had a really good design. Like, a lot of the design of the game was really, really nice. I just wish it wasn't how it was. But like the possessed concubine dolls, the meat boy, the little skippy multi-headed creature, even the orangutan that slaps you with his long arms. Their designs were all really good. And just none of it really felt like Silent Hill. Hello, Crim. It's not morning. It's almost 8 p.m.
Report says that a thick fog had crept in along with a pack of glowing wolves. They circled the man, and then before long, both the man, the foxes, and the fog were gone, leaving nothing behind. Further,
is the fox outsourcing its spearing away to wolves now? What is Inari? Is Inari too fucking lazy to send his goddamn foxes to spirit someone away? So he outsources it to the wolves? That's lame. Like, man, I wasn't even enough of a blasphemer to get Inari to show up. Damn. Damn. That's a fucking slight if I've ever heard one. It's 7:45 for you, 7:45 a.m. for me. Oh wow, you live far away.
Both Inari and her foxes seem to have been conflated within the faith. See, Inari is a goddess, sometimes referred to as Uka no Mitama, while the fox is her messenger, but many seem to worship them as one and the same, or only mention the fox. A girl named Sakuko,
give me back my kidneys!
Faith believes...
No, Taco. The kidneys belong to me. I will enjoy them with a nice Chianti and some fava beans. How you doing, Taco?
That both Inari and the fox are in a supernatural battle for power, and that the fox usurped the goddess's position, which explains the discrepancy.
Oh, okay. So that's why they worship the fox, even though the fox isn't actually Inari. Inari is a different creature, but Inari is trying to usurp. But the messenger fox is trying to usurp Inari, or become Inari. Okay. I wasn't expecting to get this much backstory on Japanese mythology in my fucking Silent Hill game, but all right. I cast you to space, Crooked. Let's see if it works today. I forgot to reset my computer, so I hope it works. Bean boozled. I have to take a bean now. I must bean myself. Bean. I'm a finding food. It's 3 a.m. Are you sure you should be eating right now? It's 3 a.m. Should you be sleeping? That's gross. The spell is not working. Damn. Damn. Well, there's one way I can do this. What's the button? Alt Shift M. Okay. That was it. I'll have to do it manually. Be thankful. Wrong keyboard. Right. Yes. Sorry. Wrong keyboard. Be thankful. Oh, we also have the command. I really should remember to pin these more often. We have a bonk command with an exclamation point bonk, exclamation point space, and exclamation point throw. All work for on the YouTube side. So you know. So you're aware. And exclamation point punt. Those work on the YouTube side. Yeah. I slept all day because I was crying till my brain blows up. So now I choose violence? Oh my god. I saw your message. I saw your Twitter message though, Taco P. Of Taco. Ish, I had to see a friend go. But at least you can talk to your friend still. He's doctor still.
The powers of the fox seem to be far more sinister and far more powerful than you may ever imagine. One of the more notable families in the game's story is the Tsunekis. They are known for their wealth and their status. Every generation, the head of the family is known to have a talent for business and has used times of social unrest to bolster their wealth further.
Yeah, I remember that.
One woman would become a housemaid for the family and document her time there. She recalls the day the young heir of the family and a noblewoman would be arranged in marriage. The heir had relationships with many women, though, so he was forced to end all of them, including one with a housemaid named Sachi.
I remember that. I remember that part. One of them was the with a housemaid that got sent away. Yes. I remember. That was the ones inside the spirit realm that we found the note on. Yeah.
Sachi is important
because
she
big
carries
eyes.
their child within her.
All the better to see you with.
Had already been made. The two had vowed to run away and start a new life together. But when the call came down, he would ultimately cast her aside. The Tsunekis then forced her out and left her somewhere far from home. However, the housemaid notes that the child is unmistakably a descendant of the Tsunekis, further saying that she believes this child will make their move when tragedy strikes the wealthy family.
Oh, I won't spoil the lore. We're literally watching a video to find out what the fuck happened in Silent Hill F. We're already spoiling ourselves.
A pair of notes in game titled Strict Mother's Letter seems to be written by Sachi to her son.
Yes.
She mentions how he has noble blood in his veins and that she was never able to reacquaint him with his father, likely on account of her being kicked out when the arrangement was finalized. The boy...
Oh, okay, so the strict mother was the one who was kicked out, okay.
Named Kodo Yuki, would then walk into town and play with some of the other kids. His mother had forbidden him from doing lots of things children would normally do, as she knew that one day he would be the clan leader, so she needed to prepare him for that day. One day, though, he was out with some kids who were chasing a fox throughout the village. The fox had lashed out at the boy, giving him deep cuts at risk of scarring. When taken to the local doctor, Kodo Yuki had passed out. He was then taken to a proper hospital to be looked at professionally. Upon arrival, however, the doctors detected no abnormalities, and he was cleared to leave the following morning.
You know that the ritual in this game, right? You mean the one that you do to cleanse yourself and you murder your friends with?
But something was off about him. When the doctor called out to him, using his name, Kodo Yuki responded, "Ah, so that is my name." The boy's mother had also noticed that he's been applying himself to his schoolwork a lot more than usual. In truth, the boy had been possessed by the spirit of the fox. Fox possession is a common occurrence amongst many folks. A shaman who was possessed by a fox was given premonitions of a great famine. Through this, he was able...
Oh, this is just a common occurrence, is it? Ah, yes, I walked down to the supermarket and, I've been possessed by a fox. God damn it.
to stockpile enough food to help his people survive. Another woman helped a starving fox only to be possessed by one and guarded towards some great treasure. But while this seems to be portrayed as a blessing, it can lead to a curse. For a few others who were supposedly possessed by a fox, they experienced great pain.
Crooked, I hate this game more and more. We're only 10 minutes into the video, eh? How could you hate it more? There's an ending where the main character replaces all her body parts. You mean aside from the one where you replace parts, where you replace your arm and you put the face mask on and you get branded on the back? You mean aside from that, more than that? Or when you get your like full face shaved off and you get like the two fox hands and you go in like the white outfit like that. Aside from that one, is there a third one on top of that? Like how many body parts am I going to start selling off here? Jesus Christ! No, Fox God has a hard bargain, jam. He drives a hard bargain. The Fox replacement one. I think there's people on Reddit finding over Silent Hill not having enough boobs. I agree. Silent Hill doesn't have enough boobs. Yes, Taco V. It doesn't. Taco. Lots. Can't I just like sell him my kidneys just like every other back alley dealer? Jeez. Crooked, no. Crooked, yes. More boobs. The game would be better with awkward hot nurses just placed in here for no reason, even though they have nothing to do with a character's backstory. He's not having the grace of not hear about boobs for one stream. No.
Even a desire to crawl on all fours. The possession of the boy likely came from the fox bite he suffered earlier. The boy's father then died sometime later.
Sir, that's not a possession, that's rabies.
Although this would require him to leave Ibisu Gaoka to join his family. This Tsuneki coin is tied to the Inari. If you'll recall, the eight-headed dragon, back when it had that many, demanded young women for sacrifice. But even with the power of the fox, it was still not enough to quench its thirst. So every 8 years, a sacrifice must be made. A maiden pure of heart, one whose blood has been blessed by the stars in fate, shall be sacrificed.
A chosen one.
Her blood will be mixed with wine and distilled 8 times over. Her organs are then replaced with rice that has been mixed with the master's saliva before being sewn shut. Then the body shall rest undisturbed until the odor of the wine rises from its skin. It shall then be adorned in a garb befitting a bride, laid atop a raft, and sent out to sea. Only then will the beast be quelled. But as a precaution, the ancestors of the clan also put in place a seal that would act as a lock to its prison. Atop this giant rock that would serve as the lock is a shrine called Heaven's Benediction, which would serve as a sanctuary for the clan. Should the seal fail, the clan, sanctuary, and the land will go with it. It seems as though women were lured into their chambers and killed to quell this ancient being.
That's gross.
A girl named Mayumi wrote some notes that we can find in this shrine. In the town is a notice board that lists her disappearance, so it seems as though she was taken or lured here. Along with fox possession,
yeah, I remember that. I didn't realize that the notice board from Mayumi that we saw at the beginning of the game, and that there was someone named Mayumi whose notes that we found throughout the other world, in the spirit world area. I didn't connect the two in my head as being the same person, but yeah, no, that makes sense.
Is a term called fox wedding. Older folks use this term to describe when a girl is spirited away. It's not entirely clear if this was created to give families a way to heal from the troubling revelation that their daughters were kidnapped, but it seems to have caught on. Well, Mayumi seems to have been...
he's been taken by a fox wedding. Sir, we call that kidnapping. You can call it a fox wedding. I call it kidnapping, and I'm calling the police.
Spirited away and taken to the shrine.
I'm calling the police, the priests, the Ghostbusters, whoever the fuck needs to handle this.
Blood. She then goes on to ponder who the next person will be, saying that she will do her best to make sure they transition well into their new life. However, we never hear from her again, and given her explicit mention of the blessed blood, it's fair to assume the worst. It's also possible that Sakuko may have been next, or was at least being scouted by the clan. A note in-game mentions the Igarshi family, which is Sakuko's, commenting on how they are the last descendants, although it's unclear whether they meant the last descendants of the clan or those of blessed blood. Inari also made sure that they ruled with fear. The man who has been documenting much of the
you forgot to make an FBI open up redeem. There's a sound alert. If you go to the sound alerts tab in Twitch, it should be there for free.
Did this to expose the corruption underneath. His father called out the town for using faith as a way to embezzle taxes.
It's a separate from the channel point redeems,
with many claiming it was a divine punishment. He would then later become an atheist.
That's harassment.
Research their twisted.
Look. Scouting, fox wedding. These are all just code for harassment. You call it harassment. I call it appeasing the gods. There's a slight there's a big difference between that. Okay, you stalk women to harass them. I stalk women to try offer them to the gods. We're not the same. We're not the same.
And manipulated faith. But he writes this journal we find of his because he slowly started dying. At the beginning of the month, he lost his appetite. Eating any food at all results in him vomiting. Within all that vomit was the larva of a locust.
Ew.
The day before he wrote these notes, he woke up to a sudden coughing fit, only to cough out a grasshopper and a cricket.
Ew.
He can barely move at this point in the journal, not only surrounded by bugs, but also the constant noise of them inside his body. He could feel them move around in his skull, even planting their eggs to grow more.
Ew.
But even in this final moment, he refuses to believe that this was divine punishment for questioning the gods. However, his circumstance...
Okay, motherfucker. I get you want to be obstinate, but when you literally are coughing up bugs from inside your body, you may want to go, I don't know, I would say going to a church to offer sorries and apologies may be in order. All right? If I wake up to coughing up locusts and grasshoppers, I'll pray to whatever fucking god you want. I'll pray to any fucking god you want. I just make it stop. Stop this shit right now. He's a bit too spiteful. Yeah, that's a lot of the pagan gods. A lot of the pagan gods are really spiteful bastards.
Is not unique. A local farmer told his son about a story of 2 drunk police officers
Catholic blood really showing.
The following day, the officers' bodies were found with insects.
Look. It's not my fault. Every other place in the world is wrong, and there's only one true God. All right, I'm just saying. You're all a bunch of pagan heathens, and you need to get your shit in order. Break down that fox shrine and put a cross up there immediately.
Them. 9 other cases have been reported, all having the same MO, with bugs and eggs.
Christians fight by many faults.
One of whom,
I have a really shit Christian. It's mostly for memes for me.
We're also reportedly disposing of them without so much as
I hate my Wi-Fi. Is the Wi-Fi strangling you? Is the Wi-Fi killing you in the room right now? I like you hate the sin and hate my sins. Can't we just hate mutually? I can't even load my messages in Discord. Oof. Oh, I hate when that happens. I hate when the Wi-Fi just when the internet just hiccups a bit and your Discord won't load for like no reason. You have to like reset it multiple times to get that damn thing to work. Hate it.
Of angering the gods,
I hate when that happens.
People. So it's clear that something is going on, and yet somehow it gets worse.
How could it possibly get worse?
He remembered the girl who helped patch him up when the fox attacked him. He was so in love with her that he wanted to study and become better so that he could be her perfect match. He wants nothing more than to make this girl his wife. According to the 9-tailed fox who possesses him, once in a blue moon, a girl is born who is blessed with extraordinary power. When born, the successor of their clan has a curse placed upon him, which gives him a desire to seek out that girl and make her his wife. This girl happens to be the one who helped Kodo Yuki when the fox injured.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, 7 viewers on the YouTube? Do we have 7? Oh shit, we do. My oh my, how things move on. Oh my.
Obsessing over. That being none other than our protagonist, Shimizu Hinako. That was
okay, so the reason why he goes after is because they have to. So he wants to find the heir with the maximum spirit powers, or the fucking whatever shonen bullshit you want to put in here. She needs to release her spiritual pressure to something bankai something. Got it.
Backstory.
Got it. I understand.
Events.
Right.
Like I said earlier,
chat. I'm just gonna need you to insert something really witty right there that I said that I 100% said.
Hinako and the fox god that moves the plot forward. Afterwards, I'll delve into the metaphors and the more
I'm having fun. I don't know about angry.
As such, much of this current section will recap the game's events and endings.
Okay, here we go. Now
we're playthrough and already understand the event.
Now that we're done with the Japanese mythology, now we're done with Japanese myth and folklore. Time to actually start discussing the actual fucking game. Excellent.
To this story, feel free to skip ahead to the next chapter in the timeline. For everyone else, let's continue. The game begins with Hinako being yelled at by her father. To get away from it all, she decides to go into town and see some of her friends. She'll meet with her friend Shu, whom she's hung out with since they were kids, and her other friends Rinko and Sakuko. During their talk, though,
friends. is a very it's a very strong word I would use for these groups of people, but we'll go with it for now. It's a good workman-like for language. I had to restart my Wi-Fi. Wait for me about 5 minutes.
The town. It kills Sock.
All right, we'll wait 5 minutes. We'll wait. I have no reason. I can yap on about something. Yeah, friends is a very strong word. My impression that I got of these motherfuckers while they were all gathered together, right, is that everyone fucking hates each other. Except for Shu. We weren't even talking about the game. We were talking about Japanese mythology, motherfucker! Enjoy your pagan myths! Yeah, no, that was all backstory. No, some of it was about the game, because we learned about the, a bit about the Yaoi Foxman. A bit about the, thirst trap Yaoi Foxman, why he's after, Himiko in the game, is because he's possessed by a fox spirit who seeks out maidens with strong spiritual energy. So we know that for certain. That's why he's here. That's what he's doing. And also it's part of a ritual to stop the poison demon dragon thing. So about the pills. We'll get to the pills. You and your obsession with Tylenol, it can wait. The man has not gotten there yet. We're not there yet. Soon. But anyway, as I was saying, these people, to consider these people friends is like considering a man who stabs nails into your hands to be a friend. With friends like that, who fucking needs enemies? I mean, like, the one girl, the one who calls you a traitor all the time, the pigtail girl, right? I remember, thanks to Lulu, I remember why I didn't like her. Why I forgot her backstory. And she reminded me today. I read her note, and I remember it being incredibly petty. Right? And it was incredibly petty. So the reason she calls Himiko in the game traitor, the reason why she keeps calling you traitor at every 5 seconds is because you two made an agreement, right? That when you were gonna run a track meet thing, sort of thing, you were gonna get graded. You were getting graded on for school. That you would take a dive so that she could beat you and not get made fun of for coming last in the track meet. You decided then, Himiko, the main character, decided that she didn't want to come in dead last, and she wanted to do well on the track meet. She wanted to get a good grade to impress someone. So she got the grade. So she didn't go through on the agreement. She did well on the track meet, and apparently Twin Tails has decided this means that she has betrayed her for life, and she will never forgive her for this. And that is the entirety of the problem. That is entirely the beef between these two characters. It's why she keeps calling you a traitor. It's why she's a weird centipede demon thing in the other world. And I'm kind of just sitting here going, that's it? That's it? All this fucking nonsense. Seriously stupid beef. Yeah, it's kind of their fault. If they didn't want to be last, you should have worked out more. That's why I'm thinking, like, if you don't want to be last, why don't you work harder so that you wouldn't be last? There's got to be one other slow kid in the class. You could at least work to be faster than that motherfucker, right? Like, there's got to be one other one somewhere in this fucking classroom. So, is she just like, yeah, it's like, that's your own fault. I don't know why you're fucking sitting here making and again, the demon form of her in the other world is just like, you're a traitor, you're a terrible person, you just hurt everyone around you. And like, she backed out on one agreement. And you had to deal with getting made fun of a little bit in school, and you decided to swear vengeance against her for this. Don't you think you're overreacting? Just a tiny bit? I mean, I get it. It's the other world thing, so it's like it's not exactly like real. I think some of it's just is like an over exaggeration to make it easier for Himiko to sever ties with a person of tricked by the fox god. I think, but I hope, like I hope it's something like that, or else this would not. It's just like I have sworn vengeance for nothing. She's like she was like I hope she's not the kind of character who was just you accidentally like you knock over like it's like, oh, can you pass me the soy sauce? Like, oh sure, and then you drop and then you just drop it by accident, like, oh sorry, and you have just made an enemy for life. You hope what? I hope she's not the character who swears vengeance for life over the most petty things. I hope she's not a Scotsman. They're naturally born enemies, just like the Scots and the English, and the Scots and the French, and the Scots and the other Scots. Damn Scotsmen! They ruined Scotland! You Scots are a contentious people. You just made an enemy for life. How you doing, Flip?
While the others manage to flee. As Hinako is chased by a being barely seen within the fog, she is saved by an unknown person.
We're trying to learn the what happened in Silent Hill F.
Find her way back to the store where Sakugo was killed. As she leaves the store, she is attacked by various creatures.
Cold, how are you? I'm pretty warm actually right now.
Hinako.
It's cold outside, but it's nice and warm thanks to my 2 computers in my small room, in my small office room.
Will collapse at various points throughout the game and end up in the Dark Shrine world. Once again, I'll talk about this in just a moment.
All right.
As she wakes up, Shu and Hinako try to look for Rinko, who fled in another direction and went back home. As they meet with Rinko, it's pretty clear that she's not happy to see Hinako, as she was only hoping it was just Shu. The trio then devises a plan to escape.
Yeah, and then there's this bitch. and then there's this one. Oh god! Help! 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 Hello, Zora! Pain, Dayo! Help! Help! I'm back. I'm back. I'm good. I'm alright. I'm right. I was just being pummeled, and you all did nothing. You all did nothing. You all just pointed and laughed. Yeah, then there's this lady. I don't like her.
As the only bridge connecting the town to the major city was destroyed.
Boof and Mamu on my lap. It's still cold.
There's a highway behind their mountain that they could use to escape. Rinko and Hinako then go downstairs to get some bandages for the road ahead, but Rinko pushes Hinako down the stairs.
Yeah.
As she walks in to see what happens, Rinko simply calls her a klutz.
Yes, 10 viewers.
Hinako seems well aware of what happened, although she refuses to speak up about it. The three then maneuver their way through the streets while making their way to the middle school.
This motherfucker right here, by the way, she baffles the shit out. Well, I mean, she doesn't really baffle me, right? She's a yandere. She's absolutely obsessed with this piece of plank of wood right here. Of Shu, who is just... God, he's so boring. But anyway, she's just absolutely psychotic. Like, that's her character. Her character is she's insane. And she even goes so far as to try to tries to gaslight Shu into thinking you're dead. You know, tons of fun on Yap Yap. Nice. The like for instance, when you're going up to the school, right, for the first time, she has a conversation with Shu where she doesn't think that you're there. Where Shu was like referring to you as partner, right? She referred to you as eyeball. And she goes, but don't you understand? She's been dead for years. And it's just like, and I thought, right, that was some reveal. That was something like, oh my God, have we actually been dead this whole time? It was misdirection. It was just a red herring, right? Because it turns out that she was just bullying you and trying to gaslight Shu into thinking that you're dead with Shu. As if foot? No, Shu as in like SHU. 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 And it's like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're trying to gaslight him into thinking that I'm dead? You interact with me. You can see me, and you do it right in front of him. What the fuck are you trying to do? Hair colors do not work on this model, Flip. I still haven't done it yet. I've been very busy. I need to do it. Need to add the hair colors to this model, but it's not yet. Not yet. So it's just like, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And it's just like, it's just a bullying thing. And I also don't understand, like, and if some of this is like real, right? If I do think that the person making this video is correct that some of these things are just like had to happen in your own head. Because like, I don't understand why Shu keeps abandoning you every 5 fucking seconds. It'd be cool if when I fell asleep and woke up, Shu was there and I didn't have to go looking for him every couple of minutes. To pretend you have pink hair. It's true, yes. I must pretend.
As that is the next
I have pink hair now.
As they walk around the school, they find that the gate is locked. I have pink hair. Once she does, they offer to keep guard while she rests. After her nap, she finds that both of them have disappeared. Assuming they went on ahead, she makes her way to Shu's house, only to not find them there either. A knock on the door
I love when Snow is fluffy.
Believing it to be Ringo and Shu, she opens the door only to find the fog monster from earlier.
Yeah, I get choke slammed by the fog monster. Like, Jesus Christ, I wasn't expecting that.
With Ringo and Shu's screams being heard in the background. As she makes her way back home, she finds that her home is not what it used to be. Rooms have been added and altered, even hers.
Oh man, I hate it.
Within the house is also a shadow version of herself. The shadow version of her urges to think.
Yeah, this section was very weird. And we had an argument with the shadow version. I have no idea what this was about. So I'm hopeful that he's going to explain what the shadow version was. I'm back finally. You know the hair color doesn't work on this model.
About what's going on. She subtly hints at the fact of her being the fog monster, as she says that she could have killed her at any point, but there was a reason she let her live. If she doesn't figure it out soon, though, the shadow will have no choice but to kill her, her family, her friends, and everyone else.
Oh!
After she navigates through the maze of rooms, she will find Shu, Rinko, and Sakuko all hanging from the ceiling.
Oh! Okay, so that was... Okay, so we're doing timey-wimey shenanigans. Okay, I understand now. I understand. So, the fog monster, the thing that grabbed us and choke slammed us, that is us. And we do have... There was a bit of time shenanigans where we kill our parents. And, like, we see... when, like, we come out the door and we see the fog monster kill them. And then we attack it, and it again choke slams the shit out of us because we're a frail Japanese high school girl. We can't do shit. And the monster, as we learn at the end of the game, is us. And then so there's a bit of time shenanigans here. So the shadow version is just more timey-wimey shenanigans, where it's just us talking to us again. And I could have killed you at any point. Like, God, I wish he did. God, I wish she did.
Father seem to be affected by the corruption. After she defeats this corruption, we can see it leave their bodies before they walk outside. Following behind them, Hinako sees the fog monster, which grabs her parents and kills them. While this is all happening, during the moments where
I didn't
Hinako
understand that they got freed from the corruption. I thought they were still corrupted.
Out, she's being transported to another dimension, called the Dark Shrine World. Evidence in-game points to this being Silent Hill F's take on the other world. The other world was a different plane of existence, so to speak, that was layered on top of the real world and the fog world. It was noted that the other world was different for each person. Angela at the end of Silent Hill 2 was seen on a burning staircase. She claimed that it was always like this, whereas for James, this was the first time he was seeing it, implying that
in Silent Hill 2, particularly Silent Hill 2, the other world was more of a punishment for the individuals. It was implied in the game that the little girl you're following throughout the game can't see the fog world and the monsters like you do. You see a horrid dystopian area with heavy industrialized area with lots of rust, lots of fog, lots of monsters and things like that. She doesn't see any of this. To her, none of this is happening. So Silent Hill 2 takes the approach of the other world being like more of a place of punishment for those who have done some kind, or have like a trauma or some kind of horrendous backstory to them. Like, for instance, for a mild spoiler here, if you don't know anything about Silent Hill 2, like, for instance, James Sunderland gets drawn into the town because he murdered his wife. And you kind of know throughout the whole game, but you don't really realize it until later, that he murdered his wife. Which is why he was shocked when he received a letter from her urging him to come to Silent Hill. Because, like, oh, my wife couldn't send me a letter. I killed her. She's like, no, you can't send me a letter. I killed you.
They were each seeing different things. Silent Hill F seems to be following the same formula. One note describes this place as hell, while the other a paradise, with flowers and lakes. Hinako's seems to not match either description, thus this represents her own specific otherworld, or dark shrine as the journal calls it.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that note.
Initially, she is lost, having no clue where she has ended up, which she'll later make the acquaintance of a guy simply known as Fox Mask. Fox Mask acts like a regular old Prince Charming, caring for and helping Hinako when she needs it.
She can ghost
While
mail.
With him, Hinako is told about a ritual that she must undergo. We can see that she seems to be in a delusion, as she doesn't actually see Fox Mask, yet is still obeying him. She is then convinced to take part in the ritual, which begins...
Yeah, there was a thing. And he has a coroner's certification. He does have that, doesn't he? He certainly does. Yeah, that was the thing I noticed in Silent Hill F. You do seem to be in, like, a trance-like state at some point, where you just seem to be you're not really reacting properly to the things around you. The only thing that really just feels, like, weird about this, like, it's not the fact that it's not industrialized, it's the fact that the other world seems to serve a completely different purpose than the purpose it served in the other Silent Hill games. In the other Silent Hill games, it was more either an area that was created by areas that are created by basically pain and suffering or trauma of some kind. Silent Hill 1 was the trauma of what's her I forget her name. The girl that the cult tortured, which is why the Silent Hill why the other world looks the way that it does, and why there's lots of medical equipment and stuff like that strewn about the area. And then there's like in Silent Hill 2, it was all framed around the characters. It was all framed around James Sunderland. It was all framed around the fat guy whose name escapes me, and the other lady, and how their perception of it was always basically around their own traumas. But why? Supernatural things. The town of Silent Hill was basically always considered to be supernatural. Due to in the first and third game, it's because of a cult that basically tried to create a god through pain and suffering that caused the other world to be a thing in the first place. So particularly the first and third games, it's because of voodoo cult magic nonsense. The second game, it just kind of is that way because of the ancient history of the town. But I think that's because Crooked said, that's your answer. Exactly. I am your god here, and you will take my word as gospel. Yes. Yes. Kneel before Goober Crook. You have no choice. Kneel before God. I don't believe I will. Blasphemer. The gospel of Crookie. Praise be. Can't believe. If your knees are breakable, you're not God. I need to run an ad break. I'm trying something new here. So I'm running a manual ad break. So I will see you all. I can't hit the button. Why can I not hit the button? Let me try refreshing the page. Hold on. I'm trying to fix the ad situation by having manual ads that I can't seem to turn on. Oh, you recently ran it. Okay, so I must have ran. Did it run? I changed around entirely how my ads work. So I tried to make it more manual to try to cut down on any pre-roll ads and things like that. So it said that it ran. So I'm going to trust that it did. Okay, cool. Excellent. But yes, what was I saying? Touches the crook. How dare you? So yeah, the town of Silent Hill always had this thing. The thing that bugs me about the other world for Silent Hill F, right? The thing that bugs me about that is that it's, even though it says that each of the other worlds looks different to the people in it, as they described that one was like hellish and one was like covered in like a field of flowers. One describes it as utopia. She sees only darkness and all that stuff. None of it really seems like, but they're all still shrines. They all seem like they're not really tailored to the person, unlike the other Silent Hill other worlds, which were more tailored to specific people. This version of Silent Hill's other world doesn't seem to be really tailored to anyone, aside from some minor aesthetic changes. That's what it sounds like to me, and it makes the Silent Hill other world feel a little less. It makes it feel less personable. It feels far less personable, or very personable. Is that the word for it? Or it feels far less specific, far less personal. Than the other worlds in Silent Hills that were made specifically to fuck with the people who are in Silent Hill. Squeezing like a stress ball. I should have a redeem for that. I should make a redeem where you could grab me by the torso and squeeze me, and my head gets big. I should have a redeem like that. That's a good idea, Hakes. I'm gonna write that down.
By killing her friends. All of them are already within the traps that will take their lives. Hinako just has to get the mechanism working. Despite her friends pleading with her, she stays silent, unwilling to offer them a reason for her actions.
The crook is a politician. This is crooky. I can be your crooked politician. I can be whatever you want me to be, baby. I can steal all the money from the government and all your taxes. Those roads will never get fixed. I'll start up so many charities for tax fraud.
They also die in the same way being presented them earlier, with Shu hanging in both scenes and Rinko having noticeable burn marks on her body as she was dropped into lava.
She was dropped in lava. I dropped that bitch in the lava.
Replace it with a large white fox arm, get the family crest burned onto her back, and have her face peeled off.
Maybe this time you made a good thumbnail. I don't know. Sometimes YouTube's just very nice, you know. Sometimes YouTube just likes to be nice to me and throw me a bone. Sometimes it doesn't brutalize me in the algorithm. Stress ball, music redeem, hair color change for Chibi, everything else.
You can tell by this point that Hinako is completely under his spell. She barely feels any pain during the process and continues to obey him at every turn. She does start to slip though, questioning if she is Shimizu Hinako, constantly repeating her name to herself as if she's trying to convince herself who she really is.
Oh yeah, there was that was a weird plot point too. There was that whole plot point about how Himiko was like, who am I really? Am I actually Shimiko? Like it was almost like the game was trying to trick you into believing that you aren't actually Himiko and Himiko was actually someone else. I don't really understand what that was about.
But with most of the ritual complete, it's on to the ceremony. The two get together.
So I guess it was just because of all the mind fucking that she just didn't even realize she was losing.
After enough time,
like,
Hinako can be seen infected with the corruption.
She was just losing sight of herself,
aka the fog monster. Back to where we
left off. She's in the fog?
Hinako then goes after the fog monster, threatening revenge for what it did to her family. She confronts the beast at the center of town, the epicenter of the corruption.
God, I hated this section. Thank you for a lurk, Flip. Go lurk. Go be in the cold with your dogs. Yeah, I hated this section. The problem with Silent Hill F, the biggest issue is its combat. It's combat and the way you engage with the game. And the last, 5 hours of the game, cats. Oh, enjoy your cats then. The last 5 hours of the game is just endless combat arenas against the same 4 enemies over and over and over again. It got really boring and really tedious, especially if you're playing on hard. I was playing on hard, and those combat encounters got really fucking tedious, really fucking fast. It just night flip. Oh god, it was so bad. And from what I hear, even people playing on story mode, right? We're also struggling on that combat, the endless combat encounters. Not because a lot of them were hard, but because they were just so boring. They were just so boring and tedious.
Before being killed. Fog monster Hinako that makes her way back home, meets with her parents, and kills them, just as we saw only a few minutes ago. Hinako, despite dying, wakes up in the Dark Shrine world. She doesn't recognize this place and has never been here before, despite what we saw earlier.
Yeah, I remember.
She finds the altar where Hinako and the fox mask got married, and then find Junko. She starts to have a panic
it's like when you
attack
flip
she
places
sure where
for
she
some
is
reason.
And doesn't like it here. She then hastily pulls out a pillbox from her pocket. Shu gave these to her at the beginning of the game, and you've likely seen them around the map.
Yeah.
She then takes more pills, fights with Junko over them, destroys the table of
I need to hear what those pills were about.
Offerings, and then confronts the Shiromuku again.
And then you have a Dark Souls boss fight with this person.
She will then run away to safety, but the world flashes between the real world and the Dark Shrine world. We can also hear the voices of other people as she sprints by them. She then, while dazed and exhausted, finds the Shiromuku again, threatening to kill it before it cuts to black. As the ending comes to a close, we hear of a police report. A woman in her 20s armed with a knife and wearing a wedding dress killed people at a ceremony.
Yeah.
Pills found at the wedding venue were also found at the altar. The very same pills that Hinako just took.
Yeah, this was the ending that we got. This was the first ending that we got. And I don't really understand what this ending's about. Is this us who has murdered all these people? And was this all was it all fake in our heads? Or what the hell was this about?
Now, the reason why Shu gave these to her is something that's discussed in Ending 2. I did, however, want to note that there is a growing sentiment amongst the fanbase that this substance is White Claudia. This drug was last seen in Silent Hill 1 and was described as a white flower grown near water and used in religious ceremonies. It was also described as a hallucinogen. Silent Hill 2 Remake added this drug into its game to create a new ending that sees James hallucinate his life with Mary. The reason for the
that would be interesting.
Connection is that the drugs clearly made Hinako hallucinate. There is also a white flower growing near some water next to Shu's house.
That would be
interesting.
Recently
read up on an herb that's said to also be used in religious ceremonies. But once this ending has been achieved, you gain access to New Game Plus as well as the other endings. Endings 2 and 3 result in both versions of Hinako confronting each other. In Ending 2, Hinako is...
Yeah, let me tell you. I don't like that in game design. Not that the other endings are locked behind an arbitrary thing, you just didn't know what to do. For instance, in Silent Hill, there's always been multiple different endings that you could always get. But they were never locked behind beating the game first, to my understanding. You could feasibly get the other endings of Silent Hill without having to beat the game. It's just most likely most players will not find them in the first place. But those very good at exploring could feasibly find this. It could be done. Silent Hill F took the position of, nope, you have to beat the whole game first, and then go into New Game Plus. There was no way to get any other ending until you beat the game the first time. I don't like that. in terms of design. I don't like the game barring off whole content, whole parts of the whole actual endings of the game. Because then it's not really optional content, is it? It's not really optional to, like, the other endings of Silent Hill are all optional. You could choose to go get them if you want to, but they're always there, they're always available, and you can go get them whenever you want. To get the good ending of this game, to get the ending that actually apparently makes sense, to my understanding, apparently the one that makes sense, the one that, like, answers the questions of what the fuck is going on in this game, you have to play this whole game again. You have to play this game at least twice to get the actual story of what is going on. And I think a 15-hour plus game is telling you play the whole fucking thing again to get an understanding of what's going on in the story is an absurd thing is absurd. I don't like that design whatsoever. That's an absurd ask. And it really does stretch what becomes an optional content, what is considered optional, you know? Like, is it really optional if you want to get the complete experience of this game, the full story of this game, and have to play another 15 hours of a game you've already played to go over the same content again, just to get a different ending that explains the story? I'm here with you, and it's been more than an hour. Ooh, we're gaining new ground here. We're in new territory, aren't we?
Angry that her Fox version took away her parents and her friends. Vowing to get her life back, she fights the Fox version but is corrupted by some evil spirit and is sent away. Shu then comes in and tries to save Fox Hinako from Fox Mask, who we learn is named Koto Yuki.
Okay.
Koto Yuki wants to build a life with her, while Shu wants things to stay the same, and she can't accept that. Sooner or later, she will have to grow up and move on, and Koto Yuki will let her. Shu admits that he gave her the pills that she couldn't get married to Koto Yuki.
Really, Shu? You know, I thought Shu was just was saying when people were saying that he just wanted things to stay the same, that was like a weird. That was just like, oh no, he just didn't really want to be honest with his feelings to her. He just didn't. But he didn't want her to leave. He was literally just like, no, we'll play Space Warriors forever. You will not grow up. You take these magic pills.
They're hoping that she would have seen how much he cared for her and that he would be a better candidate. But he also says that it was wrong of him to do that, and he should care about his best friend and her accomplishments. Shu then transforms into a demon named Tsukumo Gami.
And viewers and I only like this stream.
Shu then talks to Koto Yuki. Both of them talk to Hinako like an object. Shu mentions how Koto Yuki must look after her and that he is simply lending her to him. Koto Yuki corrects him though, saying that Hinako is his and belongs to him only. Ultimately though, the boys do agree that they are the only ones who truly understand her and become friends in the end. We can then see Fox Hinako.
Well, I'm glad they both had a fun time.
The final scene shows her and Koto Yuki seemingly happy with their new life together. But then we see Hinako's face on the floor in distress as she worries that she will be just like her mother, an outcome she does not want. In Ending 3, she fights with Fox Hinako again, but is stopped by Koto.
Okay, so that's interesting. So both of them just go, no. So it's just the classic, the two guys fight for the girl's affection thing. Okay, that's what we're doing.
Yuki. Shu then comes by and attacks him with a bat.
Good shit.
Koto Yuki then transforms into a seven-tailed fox. Throughout the fight, Koto Yuki goes back to his human form. He tells her that he's done everything to make sure her life is the best, and yet even after all that, she still rejects him. All Hinako ever wanted, though, was to live her own life and make her own decisions. In the end...
This is such a weird fight for Silent Hill. Like, I know Silent Hill has had some, out there bosses, like the god from the first game, and the, and things like that, but, this really feels like a Dark Souls boss fight. This really... The fighting the version of yourself in the wedding dress, that felt like a Dark Souls boss. Looking at this really looks like more Dark Souls bosses. You could put this as a DLC for Elden Ring, and I would 100% believe that it was. Just change Himiko out for a PNG of one of the Elden Ring of an Elden Ring character, right? And it would fit right in. We have foxes, do we not? Yes, we do have foxes.
That he was wrong. Hinako won't forget his kindness and thanks him for understanding her. She and Shu then leave, comment on each other's outfits, and prance around the town. But reports came in that the geysers within the town have sprouted, forcing everyone to evacuate the town. The Tsuneki clan was holding back the poisonous water dragon from destroying the town, but now that they've been defeated and the seal over the prison was removed, nothing is able to stop the beast from enacting its revenge. In the fourth and true ending, Fox Hinako and Hinako realize that they are...
This is the true end. All right, now we're at the true ending. This is the real one. The other ones, all false endings. This is the real one.
Just pawns in a religious war. Inari wants to keep its faith intact, while the Tsukumogami wants to remove Inari, and they've been using the two Hinakos to enact their plans. In the end, both Hinakos face off against their respective bosses and defeat them.
Okay.
Rescuing Kotoyuki, who's also been a pawn in this large war, but also giving them the chance to finally choose their own destiny. And then, finally, in classic Silent Hill fashion, it has a joke ending. Ribisu Gaoka is the plot...
Wait, so there's actually two of you in the true ending? That doesn't make a lot of sense, but okay.
...of a movie that sparked her and Shu's interest in a game they played called Space Wars. They attempt to find out who the real alien is amongst the group, as the aliens are disguised as humans. While they were unable to find any, the mastermind behind the alien invasion is revealed to be Mira the dog, who, even 20 years later, is still causing havoc in the world of Silent Hill.
He's just in his Doge. I can't. You know what? I want the joke ending to be the real one. The joke ending should be the real one. That makes about as much sense as everything else.
The story of Silent Hill F, at least in regards to how the game tells it to us. Now that the literal interpretation of the game has been explained, we can now move into the more speculative, but more interesting section about how Hinako might be making all of this up. The game never explicitly says that this is the case, but there are a few moments that hint at this, and when understood...
I don't know, I kind of really need the more full explanation of the true ending. More of the explanation of the true ending. Why are there two of you?
The game's meaning changes in the process. This is why I wanted to say...
Because isn't like both of them in your head?
A lot is going on in Silent Hill F, and a lot of events that occur can be seen as metaphorical, while those same events can be taken literally. For Hinako specifically, I once again believe this story takes place entirely within her own head, as she attempts to grapple with her arranged marriage, and the endings are what happened during the real ceremony. In Ending 1, the police report says that the suspect is in her 20s, despite Hinako wearing a high school uniform. And in Ending 3, the two playfully joke about their outfits. Hinako says that Shu looks pretty weird in a tie, while Shu says that she looks pretty weird in that. But Shu isn't wearing a tie, and Hinako's outfit is a common school uniform, something she's worn throughout the whole game. Her outfit also goes back to normal at the end too, despite no indication that it was swapped out for a new one. Shu might actually be wearing a suit and tie, while Hinako could be wearing the Shiromuku dress.
That would make sense, right? Okay, so theoretically it's about an arranged marriage and you're in your 20s and you're fucking insane. You are, here you go. You've taken some bad shrooms. You're tripping hard. Wake up. Wake up.
That was traditionally worn during a wedding.
Don't we all beat someone to death once when we take a bit of drugs?
Is in reference to her wedding day. Hinako and Fox Hinako are two sides of the same Hinako. The one who wants to marry Kotoyuki and the other who doesn't. That's why endings 2 and 3 are basically what happens if one side wins. If the Fox version wins, she gets married, and that's the side of her that wanted Kotoyuki's hand in marriage. Ending 3 was won by the side that didn't want that, which explains why she escapes with Shu.
Okay. Why don't you... I made a whole internal world with all this happening in my head where I have do battle against gods and fox spirits and like, why don't you just make up your fucking mind? You know what? You know what'd be easier? Just tossing a coin, heads or tails. You do it or you don't. It seems a lot easier than dreaming all this shit up.
And these boss fights are really just arguments and discussions. That's why neither Shu nor Kotoyuki dies. They just come to an understanding.
Is this... So, like, when you die in the game, is that just, like, you just not coming to a decision? You're sitting there indecisive on the fucking... at the wedding ceremony, just going, Shit, I need to reload. Hold on. I'll just come to a decision in a minute.
Hinako's conversations with Shu also seem to suggest that the two are reminiscing and talking about her dilemma. Shu continually says how he will always respect her decision, no matter what, meaning that her choice to get married or not is her own, and that he will be okay with whatever she chooses.
Oh yeah, he did
Hinako
say that at the beginning of the game.
Both she and Shu are thinking of the past despite all that's going on. This one has a bit of a double meaning, as it's both a reference to the monsters and literal destruction of the town, but one can also interpret this as them thinking back on their childhood the day of her wedding.
I'm gonna be honest. If that's true, if it's true that it's all just indecisiveness when getting married, that is far more mundane, and that's far more mundane and petty than all the other Silent Hill games put together. Well, most of the other Silent Hill. Well, you know what? Most. I haven't played all of them. But in comparison to Silent Hill 1 to 3, where it dealt with like deep traumas of thoughts of murder, of Minecrafting yourself, of deep Minecrafting yourself, sexual assault, and deep fucked up things that really fuck up a person, right? Indecisiveness about getting married would be rather mundane for all of this shit to go happen. For all this shit you have to go through in this game, right? And like ripping off your arm for the fox god. Like, could you just did you really have to imagine all that?
That's why I believe the real Hinako is much older, and on her wedding day is thinking back to her life as a teen, while trying to come up with a decision as to what to do about this marriage with Koto Yuki. As for why she is
that makes sense why Junko looks the way that she does at the beginning of the game.
Her wings like a bird. There is a near constant mention to it everywhere in-game, from puzzle pieces to in-game dialogue. Hinako hasn't grown up yet. She's running away from her problems, something that directly contributes to the first ending. This is a coming-of-age story, and one of reflection, so she's thinking back on her life in a rather vivid way to decide what to do.
It's a fucking weird coming-of-age story, I gotta fucking say.
Marry Koto Yuki, or not. And so, now that we have the basic story structure laid out, let me try to explain why I think this. Silent Hill F's main character is Shimizu Hinako. Her family consists of her father, mother, and older sister.
Right.
Hinako's relationship with her family is complicated. Her
now,
father
the
is a
bad
drunk
is
who
what you
spends his
say.
days drinking and yelling at his family, while her mother only seeks to calm him down.
Is that what the story's meant to be? I don't know. From what he's saying, that this is just a theory. It's just a theory that's backed up by stuff that's in the game. I'm just saying, if it's confirmed that that theory is correct, that would be awful. If it's confirmed that this theory is true, that would be terrible. I would have to say, that would be an awful... That would be awful. Because it is just very mundane, very petty, really small, and just not anywhere near as interesting as any of the other Silent Hill games that dealt with far more worse than this.
Rarely ever talks back to him and accepts any punishments that come her way. This has caused her to have a rather jaded view of her family. But through it all, she still loves her sister Junko. They used to play together all the time when they were kids.
Yeah.
However, ever since she got married, she hasn't seen her much. Marriage is not only a core part of this game, but it's a core part of Hinako's current feelings. Silent Hill F takes place during the 1960s.
The theory makes sense, though.
Marriage back then was not what it's like now. The Showa era of Japan seems to be defined by arranged marriages. This was often done for social or economic reasons, and Hinako is being married off to pay for her father's debts. Her father used to be a happy man. He had dreams of owning a restaurant. I remember. There was a note. Oh, yes, I remember. There was a note that we found in the house about someone being sold off to pay for debts. That would explain what this note is about. What that note is about. That would explain that. With a friend of his. but that friend ran off with his money, leaving him broken in debt. Hinako's mom also seems to have been diagnosed with cancer, which would require her father to take out more loans and thus have more debt to pay for. Judging by the description of the note, it seems though Hinako also never knew about this. Hinako was then set to marry Koto Yuki, but life has taught her to fear marriage, as she sees the way it affects those of her family and how men often treat women. Her father is an awful father and husband. He treats the whole family terribly. He expects Hinako to respect him, but never gives it back, and if she doesn't respect him, then he gets angry. He expects his wife to cook and clean despite being fully capable, and then complains when it's not up to his standards. He then tries to pin all of his problems on everyone else, and then drinks all day and scolds.
Yeah, I would say I didn't really like this section of the game. Not really because of, like, the subject matter, but because it was really, like, ham-fisted in. It was... Because it was all, like, crammed into, like, an hour. Like, of the 10 to 15 hours of this game, this whole section round about, like, an hour or two of going to Hinako's house, learning about her father, how her father was, and all that stuff. And it really felt like the game was just like, it just crammed this in here and just ratcheted him up to 11 just to get across as quickly as possible how bad he was. But it also made him, like, really kind of silly and really just kind of undercut the whole thing. It was just kind of there. Yeah, it just kind of just like, it was just kind of there. It was just kind of like, okay, that's a thing. And then we just moved on. and then we just moved on, right? So I didn't really like this whole section. I think this one could have been more, but the game, one of the things in the game is just kind of just like, it was a little not directionless. Directionless is not really the word I would use. Didn't really, it focused too much in some areas and not enough in others, I think.
His family, even throwing a knife at Hinako during an argument. It's also rather
that's a sword, sir. That's not a knife. That's a big ass fucking knife.
Disgusting large blobs of mass, or lecherous skinny beings who pounce on her and lick her face, while the women are all designed with accentuated figures. Like previous Silent Hill games, the enemies are based off the feelings and beliefs held by the protagonist, and Hinako's journal helps explain things. She described the aforementioned monsters having greedy eyes, greasy palms, and hates the fact that it's not only chummy with her, but that it never bothers attacking other men. The kashimashi, as the website calls them, is covered in wounds and stitches, contorted in various positions. The variant of it we find in the Dark Shrine world even has swords for legs, to which she says, quote, "Did someone sever both its legs and replace them so that it could not go anywhere? Or was this creature brought into existence so that it could end up like this?" Their doll-like limbs also seem to convey the puppet-like...
That's Dark Souls. Yeah, it's also Dark Souls. Actually, by the way. But it would go a bit to explaining more about her feeling towards men, quite a bit. But yeah, the whole Dark World section was just Dark Souls, especially when they gave you the Naginata.
Existence that they may have. Within both worlds is also this large creature made to look pregnant. Its grotesque design is clearly meant to portray her view of childbirth. She considers this monster a vile show of life, preferring to die rather than turn into something like this.
Yes.
Even her parents get specific.
I understood.
Her father looks
I understood that symbolism the day it showed up. That's for sure.
Exactly like one of those larger enemies within the game, conveying that she may see all the men the same. Her mother, on the other hand, has her own design. The red flowers on her body could signify markings of abuse. Other evidence throughout the game corroborates these feelings.
Yes.
There's a fashion magazine that says a woman is only complete when she's loved. Near a farm, you can find a note from a wife addressed to her parents asking for forgiveness. She no longer recognizes her husband, mentioning how he gets drunk and violent these days, while also mentioning...
Oh, I remember that letter. We found that letter.
Judging from the loud bang and the fact that one of the female enemies appears, I believe that she either killed her husband or took her own life.
I remember that.
House is a small shed that serves as someone's sanctuary.
Yeah, I remember that. And I was wondering what the fuck that bang was. I wasn't quite sure what that bang was. Like, what the hell happened there? Like, someone died. Just, I didn't know who.
The writer of the note demands that there be more women here, and when you enter, various kashimashi bodies are found on the floor, with a conveniently placed male enemy right outside. Some notes talk about claiming Hinako and how they belong to her. There is a painting of her in the Dark Shrine world. This one also removes her face along with the other women next to her. Hinako views adults, marriage, her parents, and the relationship between men and women a lot differently than most. She believes women are just objects for men, things who are treated no differently than animals. The monsters are meant to showcase
one could say she has a very pessimistic view on things.
either the literal wounds these women had from their husbands, or how some feel tied down by marriage, unable to escape their lives because they were born as women. She recalls the time that she saw Junko at the hospital about to give birth. All Junko could do was throw up and groan. Her hands were rough and chapped, and her face had aged decades overnight. She was a totally different person. To Hinako, this is what happens to women. They all end up like Junko or her mother, both suffering in different but many ways. This is why she could never see eye to eye with her sister.
Okay, I guess that would make sense. It did seem like that her personification of her sister that we see in the other world, that I didn't really believe that was her, but it would explain why she does look the way that she does. But like when you see her, like she's like decrepit, she has scars all over her, she looks like she's elderly and acts like she's elderly, even though they're only supposed to be like a few years of age apart. They're not really like, she's not really that much older than she is. That would go a long way to explain why Junko looks and acts this way. Yes.
Junko is a woman who cares about the results, whereas Hinako cares about choice. In terms of marriage and happiness, Junko only seeks happiness as a result, regardless of how that comes. Whereas Hinako would rather struggle and make wrong choices in life as long as she gets to say that they're hers, not choices made for her. She has a rather forward-thinking and progressive mindset when it comes to concepts of autonomy and gender roles, which is, unfortunately for her, a rare stance to take in this era. Most accept the status quo, which she completely disagrees with. But all of this conflict about marriage, about how the women in her life are treated, and how the men she's seen act around women, it's all led to her questioning her own arranged marriage with Koto Yuki. Throughout the game, Hinako has been chased and apprehended by the Shiro Muku. Its mere existence and the constant corruption that spreads throughout the town are likely meant to represent how much time she has left before she has to make a decision. Besides the red flesh, there is a significant amount of spider.
That would make a... like I said, I am coming around to this guy's view of what this is, because it does make a lot of sense, right? Even though I do think that it's far more petty and mundane, it does make a lot of sense, right? Like all the evidence that we're seeing here makes a lot of sense as to it's a fear of marriage, which a kind of rough upbringing that's given her a very negative view of men and women's roles in society, right? This is all pretty coherent so far. I just wish it was more coherent in the game.
Lilies, which often represent death and rebirth. This decision, no matter which one is chosen, is going to have a major impact on Hinako's life.
Come out and have a drink to quench your thirst.
Something she even does herself.
I already have my thirst quenched.
But evidence within the game suggests that
gamer subs, not sponsored.
Koto Yuki definitely likes Hinako. She has within her possession various notes he had sent her over the years. But a letter called Letter with a Pressed Flower was sent from Hinako to him.
Yeah, we're only halfway through.
With my theory of mine that some of this is in her head, this makes the interactions between them a little bit different. Most of the Dark Shrine trips are about Koto Yuki cozying up to her before Hinako eventually devotes her mind and body to her.
Wait, gamer subs? Yeah, gamer subs! And the true flavor, Guacamole Gamer Farts 9000 in my Smuggle-On Gamer Sub cup. My only Gamer Sub cup I have, actually. I had another one, and it was drink product, this is a threat from Russian Badger, but that one broke, sadly. Which is sad. That was a very good Russian Badger. I do partake in his content occasionally. I wouldn't say I'm an active watcher of what he makes, but I do go by and see what he's done every so often. Which is how I heard about the Guacamole Gamer Farts 9000. And I got one of the flavors in like one of the sample packs, and I have to say it tastes really good. The Guacamole Gamer Farts, despite the stupid name, it does taste very good. It's like a strawberry watermelon sort of flavor. It's very nice.
It first starts with her killing her friends. This part about the killing is actually kind of a signature flourish in this game, at least I believe it to be. Junko talks about killing her other half. Shadow Hinako talks about killing her.
I never had it, but I really want it.
Various notes in the game mention that Hinako is dead or has disappeared. I assume that this is the game using colorful language to convey a point. Hinako can't possibly be dead, because the one person who believes her to be, Rinko, also talks to her throughout the game.
Yeah.
It's clear to me that the various notes are implying that Hinako has moved on with her life because of the marriage. This connects somewhat to killing her friends, because I see this as Hinako abandoning her friends since she now has to become a wife. Sort of like how Junko really keeps in contact with her these days.
Yeah, that's the same thing with the symbolism in the other world of having to let go of her friends. Like, if we're going with the symbolism angle, bird going on break noises. It goes with the symbolism of the game and what we were dealing before with the of the cleansing ritual of letting go of her friends in more horrific ways, you know, the cleansing, as in murdering. I wonder in the first ending, do you actually, with the blood everywhere, do you actually murder your friends then? Or just the people who are at this wedding who have nothing to do with your friends? That's an interesting note to point out. Maybe we murdered Rinko with our bare fucking hands. Yes! Yes! Kill them all! Let none survive! Why no? Why? Who knows, really? Yeah, true. We had a knife. We had a rusty pipe, too. But here's the thing. One of the things I do wonder about, if a lot of this is in your head, right, is the information we see about her friends and how they see her, is that just her perception of reality and not actually how they actually see her or how they actually treat her or how they actually treated her? Or was that just her perception of how she thinks that they saw her? In which case, lame. Still lame. Because that means I really can't, because you really just look at all the relationships and all the stuff you dealt with dealing with the game, and then you come away at the end of it and like, oh, none of it actually happened. And like, oh, okay. So why the fuck did I even bother? You know, like, why do I feel bad about roasting fake Ringo in the lava when nothing's real? You know? That's why I hate the nothing's real ending in any medium. Because when it's all just a dream, when it's all just an illusion, when it's all none of it actually happened, it's just a waste of time. That's all it ever ends up being. Just a massive fucking waste of time. I hate it. It's cheap writing. It's cheap writing so that the writer can just do whatever the fuck they want and not have to worry about any long-standing consequences. Or, in this case, to be, ooh, it's all cerebral. It's all just how we view things. You know, hackneyed deep writing.
She's basically being isolated from everyone so that all she has left is her husband and his family. That's when she's expected to take part in the transformation. This transformation is meant to be gross, because that's how Hinako sees it. She's not literally replacing her arm and face, she is giving up these parts of herself to be married. Again, Hinako has a very specific view of marriage, seeing it as this depraved, meaningless thing. That's why in some of the endings, we can hear the names Shimizu Hinako and then just Hinako thrown around.
Okay, that makes sense. Although I don't know why it's her right hand getting cut off. Is it in Japanese marriages? Is the right hand significant? Unlike in Western marriages, where the left hand is significant.
Women often take the names of their husbands, so she will no longer be Shimizu Hinako anymore, just Hinako. At the end of the game, her father says that she isn't welcome back. Even if she returns alone, do not expect.
What's your posture looking like? 50-50? I got trimming a little bit, but also leaning back a little bit. Trying to maintain good posture.
To be welcomed home. In the patriarchal system that Hinako lives through, most women.
The nice part about just chatting is that I can just I can lean back a little bit, you know?
It's the most likely explanation for why the women in the Dark Shrine world have all these masks with stitches on them similar to Hinako's, while the men simply have masks and an unaffected face.
What? You just got here and you're already lost? All right, well, let me catch you up to speed. It's all in your head. Nothing's real. You're just fidgeting because you're being married off to someone to deal with your father's crippling restaurant debt. and your mother's cancer. But all of what you're experiencing here is just you hemming and hawing about, do you want to commit to marrying this guy or do you not? And all the and all the gods and all that shit, none of it's real.
The women are expected to upend their entire lives and move in with a whole new family, likely never seeing their old friends and family again, while the men simply just have a new wife. It's probably why the game tells you to head to the Shimizu residence and not call it home, despite the previous chapters using terms like Rinko's house and Shu's home. Those are their places, their homes. To Hinako, her home is now just the Shimizu residence, as she is no longer a part of her original family.
Which would make sense as to why. What I see, that's lame. Right now, it's just a theory that this guy is saying it is, but there's a lot of evidence supporting it, so yeah, that's pretty lame. That's what I was saying. That's pretty lame. Which also would explain why, she doesn't see it as her home anymore, because and why the house was entirely different than what she remembers it being.
It may even explain why Hinako points out that the house looks different than she remembers. In the coming years, the house will be renovated and changed while she's off with her husband, so even her old memories will soon wither away.
Okay, so here's the thing I was saying about Silent Hill F. I can't say it's a lazy game, right? There is clearly a lot of passion around it in terms of the design, in terms of the symbolism and what things mean, and how it's supposed to wrap into the story. One, it's presented really shittily, though, which is kind of hard to pick up. It's very difficult, and you can see by the reaction to Silent Hill F, it's very difficult to pick up any of this shit. And second, the passionate idea is pretty lame, if it's true. The passionate idea that we have going on here kind of sucks. So it's just not a very good idea for a Silent Hill game. What do the monsters mean in this? The orangutan is lecherous men. The dolls are how they want, like, have curvy figures for like how they want men to be. Like, the whole game has basically a thing about women being objects and not having and the men being drunken abusers because of her relationship with her father. Which, God, isn't that just every woman's backstory? It's an internet e-thought. I wonder how her relationship with her father is. Yeah, that was awful to me. Anyway.
One of the notes in-game, the solemn letter, even says that when the flesh has rotted away and bone turned to dust, thou shalt serve, implying that even in death, she will still be a part of this new family. This erosion of her past life is what scares
Sometimes
her.
I gotta think about the things that I say.
I think that's why there is such an emphasis on the Shimizu part of her name, because she'll be giving that up to be with someone she's forced to be with, while also adopting their new way of life and status. Thus why she has a fox mask and the crest of the family on her back. She would be a different woman, who will have to be with a husband she never got to choose, who will also have to say goodbye to her parents and friends as she will likely never see them again. Or, even if she does, as Fox Hinako says in Ending 2, it will not be like it used to be, and the thought of that terrifies her. Besides this, the rest of the game also focuses on Hinako's relationship with her friends. Hinako was
sorry to be unsympathetic to this woman's plight, but just fucking get over it. Okay?
Who really didn't conform to the traditional expectations of gender. Many of the girls liked to play with dolls, while the boys would play hide and seek or dodgeball. She, however, liked to play both, but her peers never accepted her. The boys only saw her as a girl, so they never invited her, and the girls saw how much she played with the boys, so they didn't want her either. Rinko also asks why Hinako always talks so manly, when to her this is just how she speaks. Hinako finds all of this rather strange. She says that kids of the Showa era never get along with the opposite gender, which confuses her because she doesn't understand why boys and girls can't get along and play with each other. It led to her rebelling against her parents one day.
She's just too different. She's just She's just a special individual, isn't she?
She didn't want to act like a girl.
Well, yeah, no one likes her.
Because she was a girl, she had to act a certain way. Being a guy or a girl has certain societal expectations, but these concepts elude her because she doesn't understand why these norms even exist in the first place. This led to her being an outcast, but she found a valuable relationship with her friend.
I do remember some dialogue in the game working with that, right? Like, that's the thing. Rinko would talk about how you speak so manly. Shu, when you and Shu would talk about playing games together, she would, Kimiko would make some comments about how other women, how the other girls looked at her when she did that. Like, there was stuff in the game that did point to this being a thing. It just was kind of buried in multiple hours of gameplay where you're just going, okay, that's a thing. Right, in the class level. Yeah, in the class level. That's where a lot of that was. Like the class level or just before it. And it was, and again, like a lot of the things, you either forget about it entirely or it just gets lost in the deluge of other worlds, of monsters, of Rinko saying that you're dead, of the Yaoi Fox man. It just like, it's one of those things that just gets really lost in translation. Well, not in the translation. It gets lost in the details. And at the time seems really small and not very important. But if this person's theory is correct, it does kind of more again reinforce the backbone of what the point of this game is about. If it's true, and again, it also does reinforce the fact that the idea behind this game, the main concept that this games are grappling with, are kind of lame, are pretty lame, not just kind of lame, they're pretty lame, when you compare them to other Silent Hill games. That's probably why people look at this game and go, one of the reasons why people look at this game and go, this game doesn't feel like Silent Hill. It's like, even if you don't understand like what you're looking at, if the concepts being presented here all seem very petty and mundane in comparison to James Sunderland smothering his ill wife in her bed because he couldn't stand the way she was anymore. Or the sexy nurses being a vision of his like pent-up libido because his wife was terminally ill. And they couldn't do anything. Right? Like in comparison to what would happen in Silent Hill 2, this all seems rather not as, what would be the word for it? Not as, just lame. Just kind of lame in comparison. Kind of very low stakes. Very low stakes, very low concept stuff.
Shu saw her not as a girl, but as an equal. They have an unwritten rule to only refer to themselves as partners. He was also the only one to fully understand her view of life. When she pushed back against societal norms, Shu understood and accepted her for it. The two of them had then become best friends, and have been that way ever since. They play this game called Space Wars, based on an old alien movie they saw. They pretend that they're soldiers in the space army, fighting against the Galactic Imperium.
I remember.
She notes that people have come and gone from the war, aka other kids have joined them, but most of the war has been fought by them. This relationship she has with Shu is invaluable to her, because of how Shu and Hinako view each other. They never saw each other as the genders they were, just partners. Which is why the betrayal within the first ending hits especially hard. Shu comes from a long line of pharmacists, from old herbal remedies and creams
the
to
Imperium.
modern medicines. They've done
the foul Xeno shall be cleansed, and the galaxy shall be made for mankind. Never trust the Xenos, the mutant, the heretic.
At all, even including controlled substances in their treatments. Shu had been recently reading a book called Exotic Herbology, and made particular mention of a Kakura Makakura. Supposedly, this was an ancient medicine said to let the user speak with their inner self. Shu had concocted this medicine and started dosing it to...
Oh, yes. I remember finding these doctor's notes about this. It was very interesting. I saw Russ got a Warhammer 40k pack. I'll just trust the orc boys. That's pretty neat. But I really want to play that I never got around to doing, and I kind of really wanna, is Arma 3 40k mod. You ever seen those? You ever seen those videos on YouTube of that? They always look like a lot of fun.
Test its effects. He was having a full-blown, vivid conversation with another version of himself. This revelation made him decide to give the pills to Hinako. He believed that she could use this to decide on the marriage, as she was still struggling to make a decision.
They do!
It's clear, though, that he did this with the intent of having her choose him. He notes how he thinks this marriage of hers is a farce, already taking a side on the matter despite this being about Hinako making her own choices. And the final line mentions how, with this...
Well, it would be a farce still then, wouldn't it? Rubik's Raptor. I think I've seen Rubik's Raptor's channel, yeah. Was that the one where they did a recent one, like where they invade a demon world? Which that one looked like a lot of fun. But wouldn't this be a farce? This whole wedding's a farce, and she's just, and it's like, he's not respecting her choice. She's not really choosing, though. It's an arranged marriage. She's being pushed along. She's being pushed along with it, which then would make the whole thing a farce. Which then means that his position is absolutely correct. Even though she still sees it as him denying her choice, even though she's not making a choice, she's being pushed into that direction. So, it's women. Women, am I right? You're denying me my choice. You're not making a choice. They do so many crazy armor mods. I've seen this. They look really cool.
Really has her best interests at heart. But he realizes that what he's done is incredibly wrong. The drugs did not have the desired effect and ended up making Hinako spiral, leading to ending 1. On ending 2, he admits that this was stupid of him.
Yeah, I would say that was a massive fucking backfire. If the drugs you gave her made her just murder everyone in the wedding, that's quite a backfire. That's kind of like, what? I made a whoopsies.
When he should have just been happy for his partner. Hinako ultimately forgives him, still seeing how much of a positive impact he's made on her.
He should have just been happy for his partner. Happy for his partner being forced into a marriage she's very wishy-washy on, not sure if she really wants to even do it, and is only being pushed into this because her father's in a massive amount of debt. Okay. All right. Well, we'll go with that. We'll accept that Shu is the badman here.
Life,
I
which
guess.
Is why she can never find it in her heart to hate him. But it's clear that this choice will affect him, regardless of how much he wants to hide it. He clearly cares about Hinako. That part's obvious. But notes and dialogue from Rinko convey that he hasn't stopped thinking about her. The mention of Hinako being dead during the middle school chapter is a reference to this. Notes from Rinko also claim that Shu, even after Hinako went off to get married, still plays Space Wars all by himself.
Oh.
There is no further continuation of these notes, however, so we'll never know if Shu ever got over her and moved on. But Shu isn't the only one who's manipulated or treated her poorly. Her friends Rinko and Sakuko are arguably just as bad. Sakuko's first and final...
I would argue quite heavily that even with the context that we have here, that Shu is not treating her poorly. Aside from giving her strange drugs, that was a mistake. But that could be construed as treating her poorly, I guess. But like everything else, I would argue he did not really treat her poorly doing this. Like I don't know. I wouldn't say that he treated her poorly. Unlike the other, like Rinko and this twin-tailed bitch here.
The line to Hinako in-game is calling her a traitor. Sakuko is incredibly spiritual. She says that a god visits her in her dreams and that there is a war between two gods over the followers being stolen. She also mentions that she can occasionally hear voices and singing in her head. Notes from the middle school also
she's
show us that she finds solace in the school's rabbits and talks to them quite frequently. This has led to her being seen as the weird one at school.
Hold on. I just had a thought. I just had a thought. Hold on. No, not that. It was hold on, it wasn't that. Hold on.
Since I am your favorite among these heathens, you are pathetic.
When he died, I was so sad that I would never hear that voice again. His laugh. His funny little requests.
Touch me.
His reprimands.
Touch me harder.
That's her. That's Sakuko. She's talking to the rabbits.
Cool. Sakuko doesn't have any friends, but Hinako was able to see through this and accept her for who she was, leading her to becoming her first proper friend. However, Sakuko had made Hinako promise that they would do everything together, including having a boyfriend at the same time. No exceptions. So when Koto Yuki asked for her hand in marriage, Sakuko was pissed and felt that she was being abandoned by her friend, causing her to develop a deep resentment for her, which is why she always calls her a traitor.
Oh, okay. So that makes more sense. That makes more sense than the track meet thing. Okay, I mean, even though that's patently still fucking insane. Like, oh, well, we gotta do everything together. We also both have to have a boyfriend. Bitch, get on it. What do you want from me? What do you want from her? She got put into an arranged marriage. It's hardly her fault.
Rinko, on the other hand, is incredibly jealous of Hinako for how easily she can cozy up to Shu. Hinako has essentially found herself in a love triangle, where Rinko loves Shu, Shu loves Hinako, while Hinako
can't make up her fucking mind.
Care too much about relationships, although she does later admit that she is interested in him to an extent. Now mind you, Hinako has never actually cared that Rinko is interested in Shu, but she knows Shu best. That's why she said that if she isn't interested in rolling around in the mud and catching insects, she's not going to get very far with him. Rinko was raised traditionally, so she has lots of womanly hobbies and interests, like dolls, fashion, and clothes. So it's clear that it was never going to work out. It's led to her viewing Hinako with such hatred that she sees her as beneath her. In fact, Rinko has a massive superiority complex.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
She sees practically everyone as beneath her, that she's only being nice to them out of the kindness of her heart because they're so pathetic that they wouldn't be able to operate without her. This superiority complex
I remember that from some of the notes.
She is incredibly jealous of Hinako. Despite being told numerous times, she always asks if both her and Shu are together. Even after all this time, she's still unconvinced and has started spreading rumors about her at school. The girl's attitudes are further elaborated on in some notes we find in-game. Sakuko talks about killing Hinako or cutting off her arms and legs. A few notes are from the girls asking the gods to kill her or take her away.
I remember that.
One note of Sakuko's, though, seems to imply that an evil spirit had took over her when writing a diary entry. So this could be a literal evil spirit that is possessing the girls and making them out to be monsters to Hinako. This could very well even...
Oh yeah, but yeah, it could all be fake. It could all be fake. And this is just Hinako's view on how her friends viewed her.
Be the purpose behind the monster versions of them in the Dark Shrine world. Sakuko's monster is of a Miko, or Shrine Maiden, reflecting her admiration for the spiritual. She has a move where she uses a light when within the darkness, which you can put out if you attack her, a reference to her fear of the dark. Rinko's monster is of a priest consumed by the fires of jealousy, who has puppets that she commands, in the same way that Rinko was jealous of Hinako's relationship with Shu, and how she always saw herself as above everyone else, thus treating
That's kind of a stretch, but alright.
Those lower than her like puppets. There are a lot of ways to look at these fights. We could take the aforementioned interpretation and assume that the Dark Shrine world manifested some evil entity to kill Hinako. But you could also view it as a more bizarre showing of their final conversation. Sakuko mentions how she knows that Hinako doesn't want to be here, also urging her to stay with her, while Rinko and her hurl insults at each other. The two are finally being honest about their feelings of the other, something Hinako mentions at the end of the fight, and Rinko mentions in a note found in-game. One could also say that these complex emotions, from the boss fights to the notes, symbolize the various emotions and often the intrusive thoughts people have. The reason I believe these to be intrusive is that they are not only next to notes that are more heartfelt and genuine, but by the end, both girls apologize. Silent Hill F is structured rather differently from the other Silent Hill games. I'll discuss this in
they didn't really apologize at the end.
But not every ending
I guess I missed that note.
Right away.
I guess I missed
Certain
that part.
endings can only be unlocked on specific New Game Plus cycles. As such, the narrative is almost progressing throughout the playthroughs. Both girls' final entries in their journals are reflections on their actions and how they feel horrible for how they treated her. These can only be found on New Game Plus Plus.
What? Fucking what? So I don't get so you don't even get the ending of what the fuck they were about until New Game Plus Plus? Holy shit. That I'm angry. And crooked angry. That's quiet, Dungeon Crawler Carl. I am angry. Oh god, that's terrible. So I'm sitting here under the impression of these two characters, and I have to play this 15-hour game twice to get their full story and what they were actually about and how they actually feel about her friend. About the friend. Dumb. What a dumb design decision. I'm tired of mincing my words on that. That's just such a terrible design decision. I am angry. It's such a terrible design decision. Why would you lock off core parts of your fucking story behind New Game Plus? And not just New Game Plus, New Game Plus Plus. That means you would have to have played this game a minimum of 30 hours. 25 to 30 hours to get to find this information. Fuck me. Why? Why would you make it this way? It doesn't make any sense.
After 2 or more endings have been completed.
Ah!
The earlier playthrough showed us how much they hated her, but as we continue progressing into the game, we gained more insight into not just the main story, but the characters within it as well. That's why I think these entries were specifically placed this deep into the story. Sakuko recognizes that calling Hinako a traitor was a title born from jealousy.
Yeah, it's clearly they designed it this way, but this is what I mean by the game. The game has quite a few design flaws that were clearly made as a way to tell the story in a way they thought would be impactful, but don't really understand this isn't a movie. This isn't a book. This isn't a comic. This is a video game that spans over 10 hours. No one's gonna want to do that. No one is. If you do not, it's like The Last of Us Part 2. With The Last of Us Part 2, you play as Ellie throughout the first half of the game, and then it shifts perspectives into Abby to try to drum up sympathy so that you could drum up some sympathy for Abby, so that you go, oh, but she had her reasons for doing what she did. She's not as bad of a person as we thought she was. But that's not how it worked. Because you front-loaded every bad thing that Abby did, and then we spend 8 hours of the game hunting her for revenge. No one felt a shred of sympathy for Abby when after you played half the fucking 8 hours of this game, flips perspective into her and goes back through the game, and everyone's just going, when do I get to play Abby? When do I get to play Ellie again so I can kill her? When do I get to play Ellie again so I can just murder her? Because you can't just change perspective or add information that just suddenly a switch just flips in people's head. Just goes like bam, like that. And then everyone just suddenly just feels like, oh my God, she just wasn't a bad person the whole time. No, they're still not gonna fucking like him. I wager good money that people found these notes in this Silent Hill game about Rinko, about Satsuko, and it did not change their opinions on them one fucking iota. Not one bit. Because you can't spend tens to 20s of hours front-loading, making them just as unlikable as possible, and then flip it around by just adding just a bit of information. That's not how people's works. That's not how people work. 2 hours. Oh, we're 2 hours in. I think can I hit that button now? We may need to do an ad. Can I hit the button now? No, it's not recently ran. I gotta figure out what's going on with that. Anyway, it's a recently ran ad again, but we'll just leave that alone. It's just, oh God, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I'm angry.
She saw Hinako as so much better than her and didn't want to be left behind. So when the
Let's just get through this. Let's just get through this.
She thought that Hinako was moving on without her.
We're almost there. 15 more minutes.
These are the acts of a child, and she understands that now. That everyone goes at their own pace, and that just because she's not as far ahead in life as she wants to, doesn't mean she's failing. While Rinko realizes that instead of making a better friend, she made an enemy. Rinko likes Shu, but she never thought to ask Hinako about him. She was so jealous of their relationship together that she never realized that Hinako could have helped her learn what Shu likes so that she could impress him. We often think back on our lives and what we've done, especially those times when we made mistakes. The girls had likely done so when they left school and realized how poorly they treated her despite being considered her friends.
Yeah.
But it seems as though Hinako, as kind as she is, understood and forgave them, for they appeared during her wedding in Ending 1, although I shudder to think what happened because of that.
Yeah, I think they're dead.
It's about time we talk about those endings. As mentioned earlier, Hinako is in conflict with the other side of her. It's the two sides of herself who are going back and forth in her head, trying to get their point across. Should she go along with the marriage or not? The endings, then, represent the decision she ultimately makes. Ending 1 is basically the nuclear option, where Hinako goes crazy thanks to the pills, and so, coupled with the inability to make a decision, she panics and starts killing everyone. She truly didn't want this life, but saw no way out thanks to society's expectations.
Picks up a pipe and just starts murdering everyone in the room. Like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I guess that's a panic. Everyone, I freaked out for a minute.
It's assumed then that she may have also killed her friends and family as well. Hideko also has a diary where she says that she wants to kill her family with her bare hands, just like the Shiromuku version of her did. And Shadow Hinako in her room says that she would do exactly this. Speaking on that, the point of no return starts the moment you enter the Shimizu household. By then you would have already had your ending locked in. So the game adds new puzzle solutions specific to these endings, regardless of puzzle difficulty. Each one acts as a metaphor and foreshadowing of the ending soon to come. The puzzle to get to the altar in Ending 1 says that the blackbird takes the whitebird, while the whitebird attempts to resist, all while
it's
the
more of a
fox is
psychotic
unaware
episode,
of the conflict. Meaning Hinako's two halves are struggling to decide what to do, while Kotoyuki has no idea that his bride-to-be is even struggling. The same goes for the conversation with her shadow. One of the first things her shadow says is, quote, "It's weird not to have a grasp of yourself, to not understand your own feelings." Unlike the future endings, which are based on our decisions, Ending 1 must be done first. The game's lack of options in this first playthrough is symbolic of Hinako's unwillingness to come up with her own choice.
Don't you understand? Don't you understand, everyone? It's symbolism. You're being railroaded into one choice for symbolism.
She must fight to the death.
Great.
That both sides of her mind must fight and decide.
Good design, everyone. Good design.
One must win. That's what we see in Endings 2 and 3, where one side of her comes out on top.
It's really genuinely annoying me. I would not think I'd get this upset.
But in Ending 1, no one technically wins, because Hinako keeps running away. She doesn't want to make a decision, so Shu used his drugs to help her come to one, to talk with herself, just like he was able to. He had hoped that this would make her see him as better than Kotoyuki, but it caused her to spiral and attack everyone. It's an out-and-out that didn't really work, did it? Setting. Hinako is not running through the streets of Ibisugaoka. She is at a shrine waiting to be wed.
So we're drowning in memories with this music, with the music and horror games, right? We're playing some Anomaly games after this, for sure. I see. I can't wait to not play it a second time to get the real ending. Can't wait!
It's very much a Silent Hill 3, they look like monsters to you moment, except it's actually true. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that throughout the whole game, Hinako has been killing real people, but I do believe that in this moment right here at the end, I think the fictional world that we've been playing in is masking the real world and what's really going on. Every ending after this forbids the player from using the pills. If Hinako is going to decide what she wants to do, she's going to have to do it herself rather than run away and stay within the safety of the pills that mask her feelings. She must confront herself, her feelings, and her needs if she is to have any chance of making a decision.
At least it's
she even says to herself in her own journal, "I have to step up and face what's inside me, even if I don't like what I see." In Ending 2, Junko says that Shimizu Hinako no longer exists, once again implying that the younger her is gone and that it's just Hinako now. Further saying that the longer she exists, the more Hinako suffers, aka the more doubts that exist, the worse it gets, and this version does not want to get married, and thus creates more conflict within her. This Hinako sees Fox Hinako as the enemy, the one who took her parents and friends away. That's why Fox Hinako corrects her by saying that she didn't, as they are still alive, and she could see them again, just not like when they were kids. Like Junko, Hinako will be a part of a new family, and her old life as a child will be gone. She might still be able to see her parents and friends, but they will have moved on and continued living their lives. It won't be like it's back in middle school anymore.
Life moves on, lady, get over it.
What ends the conflict is an item picked up for this ending, the Agura no Hote Sama. It said that the potion can rid evil spirits, but if the user harbors guilt within them, it will also take them with it. Taken literally, this is another continued mention of the game's mythology and religions. Metaphorically, I could see it as her ridding herself of her previous doubts, her other self, as she ultimately decides to marry Koto Yuki, but it's Shu who would be the one to object to it.
This high school is mentally ill. Eggs, it's a 20-something-year-old is mentally ill.
An internal struggle within himself, because he knows that he should be happy for his friend for getting married. So Hinako decides to talk it out with him. Even though he wanted to stop things, she could never hate him. They've been friends since they were kids, and he was the only one willing to accept her for who she was. During the boss fight, she says that they will fight this alien together as partners, a reference to their days of space wars. That's why the dialogue throughout this fight is of them reminiscing on the good old days. Shu wanted to stay in the past, but he realizes that Hinako needs to grow up, spread those wings of hers, and being married is part of that.
This young adult is mentally
ill. In reality,
yes.
The ending is likely them talking about Hinako and her future. The two of them are thinking of the past, talking about their issues, before Shu decides that Hinako is right, and that this is her decision to make.
This is really just a Dark Souls boss.
Happiness.
This is 100% a Dark Souls boss.
Ends how it begins, with him standing there. They were talking it out together. The reason why this isn't considered a good ending is because she realizes that in doing this, she'll end up just like her mother, something she clearly doesn't want. Her face being removed like before represents her loss of identity, and the fact that it gets left behind when she walks away and is later stepped on implies that these thoughts will eventually be silenced. Like her mother, she will be complacent, stuck in the marriage, and due to society, will be unable to return home as it's considered shameful. This is her new life.
Well, you can't just like go and visit your parents? That's just not possible?
Ending 3 isn't good either. Most of the content leading up to this
ending kind of a weird societal thing, right? Like it's like I don't really know how true this is in comparison in Silent Hill. It must be like an old thing. But like you can't go visit your parents. Like you can't just leave for a bit and go, "Oh, I'm going to go visit my parents for a couple of days. I'll be back in like a week." That you just can't do that? Why not? I mean, maybe this is just like weird for me, right? As someone who is like has tons of family nearby, like most of my dad's side of family, a lot of my mom's side of family live like 2 hours away at most from where I live. There's family gatherings are a constant thing at Thanksgiving, at Christmas, at Easter. And it's just like, and you would think that just like, maybe it's just me even sitting here like going, taking my American ways and just planting them onto other cultures. But it's just like, you would think that just like going and seeing your relatives would just be like a universal thing, you know? Unless you hate them. I mean, if you hate them, that's another fucking story. But like, but just like a universal kind of generic family thing, you know? People are stupid, traditions are stupid, that's the life we live in. Maybe it's some old Japanese thing. That's what I'm wondering. Like it's like, Mom, I brought your grandkids. Shame! It just like comes out and throws rice at you. And shameful, we whore.
About Hinako and Shu.
Thank you. Love you too, Mom.
Times they played Space Wars together, and the talks they had when Shu learned about her being married off.
What kind of rice?
She tells her, though, that it's her decision, but just make sure not to rush things, as she has a habit of rushing through decisions. Her shadow asks if something is wrong with her. She claims to be feeling love, but she isn't exactly sure what that's supposed to feel like. Hinako says that it's very likely that the feelings she has for
Mexican rice, not even Japanese rice, somehow has Mexican rice. It's jasmine rice. Oh, God.
Again, meaning kill the idea, the doubt. But in this case, it's the opposite. Rather than killing the doubt of declining the marriage, it's the doubt of accepting it. It's just as the doll says, Shimizu Hinako will live, while she, Fox Hinako will die. Junko understands her position, saying that something like this is always going to be terrifying, in reference to the marriage. But Hinako corrects her by saying that it's not about whether she can or can't do the marriage, it's about whether she wants to in the first place. She should be able to choose her partner herself.
Regular, but I can get,
Junko and Fox Hinako tell her, though, that it's too late for her to say this. Well, Hinako once again corrects them by saying that there is no right or wrong time. Kotoyuki can't accept this, though, and so they fight. Once again, taken literally, this is his Fox heritage coming through, as he is attempting to force her to wed him, even saying that he tried to abide by the rules of human courtship, but he no longer can if it means losing his bride. Metaphorically, Kotoyuki and Hinako are talking about their differences. The redness of the fox begins to melt away, revealing the orange fur.
I too wish I could talk about my differences with a knife with some other people.
With Kotoyuki himself appearing every so often, showing us that she is eventually getting through to him.
We're having a dispute. Stab, 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 stab.
That she was right. He loved Hinako since they were kids, and tried to be the best at school to provide her with a better life. He assumed his status, reputation, and wealth would swoon her, but Hinako cares very little for that. She cares about love and wants to make her own decisions. Back at the shrine, Kotoyuki says that he can handle things on his own. Again, literally this means confronting the fox that possessed him to tell him that he failed. Looking at it from another perspective, I think it's his grandfather who would be upset that Kotoyuki let himself get stood up at the wedding, leaving him without a wife despite being the leader of the Tsuneki clan.
Granddad, you man whore!
He would likely be shamed for this, but he knows that this is right, and that Hinako's happiness is more important.
What couples counseling looks like? I don't remember couples counseling looks like a Dark Souls boss arena.
No longer a part of it. But this too is not a good ending. This is certainly one of the happier endings within the game. I do not consider it to be the best one though, as the final ending is the only one without some negative consequence or twist reveal. It's better than the others because she got to speak her true feelings and leave the wedding. But it doesn't comment on Shu and his pills, and most importantly, I don't believe it lets her grow up. One of the reasons she goes with Kotoyuki in ending 2. It's kind of
a weird thing though, isn't it? Like she goes because that ending has also the ending about the the hot springs have exploded and and it poisoned the town, so that the town had to be abandoned because of all the poison gases from the hot springs, and it's the it's supposed to be like, the poison dragon has been released because the ritual hasn't been followed. Like, then what if this is all just an allegory for marriages and none of all this is in her head? What the fuck is that about then? What the fuck happened there then? Who's being poisoned? What's that an allegory of?
Because he would be able to give her a future. Being with Shu is like staying in the past. The two of them would likely just go back to playing Space Wars again. But Hinako needs to grow up. She needs to spread those wings of hers, and I do not believe that staying with Shu is the right answer for that. The geysers, though, I think, other than the literal interpretation, represent her mind. In ending 4, the town is described as quiet, which I take it to mean that her mind is...
They represent her mind!
Peace and full of clarity. This would then mean that she is basically running away from the town, running away from her future, thus it is destroyed, as she will likely continue to stay the same without room for growth. At least that's how I saw it, although I admit I'm not fully confident in that interpretation myself. But it's through these endings that the path of clarity can be revealed. In completing the true ending, Hinako realizes that she doesn't need to fight with herself. Back at her house, she talks to her mom and dad. You'll recall that she has a very jaded view of her family because of her childhood, but these talks change that a bit. She thought that her mom just took her father's punishments and never stood up for herself, but that's not true. There was actually an argument that they had where her father apologized. Hinako's dad believed that a father should strike fear into his children, as he was the head of the house, and thus made the rules. But he knows that this was wrong, so he apologizes. He made Hinako fear men, and fear what they do to women, which is why her father reassures her that Shu and Kotoyuki are great guys who care for her, a sentiment reinforced by the second ending. But ultimately, it's her choice whether to get married or not, and to whom. Hinako hated her parents, hated her mom for being weak and putting up with her husband's abuse, and her father for being abusive and treating them all terribly, but both apologized for causing harm or worrying her. She finally got the closure she needed, and she no longer sees her parents as these hateful creatures. That's why during the boss fight against them, she tells the corruption to stop ruining her view of them, as she knows who they truly are now, whereas in the other endings, this was never said. Further, a talk with Junko reaffirms her stance that what she values most in life is choice. She may make the wrong decisions, but she would rather make a bad choice herself than a correct one made by someone else. It's rather telling that a unique collectible in this location is a blank canvas for an art project.
As I sit here and shit,
but the possibilities are endless.
I'd rather make a choice myself. All right, whore, says Junko.
It's up to her to decide what to paint, same as she decides what to do with her life. That's why when the two Hinekos confront each other...
Man, the whole talk about freedom of choice and wanting and free will and all that shit really just making me think of Legacy of Kain and its story and dialogue on free will. And man, that was way fucking better.
One more time.
Fuck your choices and free thinking. Be a drone like everyone else, you stupid bitch.
Understand why they have to fight.
Slap.
Why one has to win while the other has to lose. This is when we get the lore drop of both Hinekos being pawns in a fight between two gods. This part, about the gods, Inari killing people who disrespect his shrines, it's certainly the strangest part of the game for sure, and part of the reason I was even questioning if any of these metaphors were even real. But then right after this fight, Tsukumogami is never seen again, and the nine-tailed fox is described as drunk. Kotoyuki says that he hasn't had this much to drink since his last wedding, so he's a bit rowdy. A pretty odd thing to say about a god that can possess you, right? This leads me to believe that this is one of Kotoyuki's family members upset at the outcome of the marriage.
So this is the part where the metaphor breaks down a little bit. Be a cog in the machine, damn you. Be like Rage Against the Machine and sell out to the man. So is this the part where the metaphor breaks down a little bit, I guess?
Tsukumogami is also possessed by the doll this time and not Shu. I haven't exactly talked about the doll in this video yet. It's appeared at almost every turn, guiding Hineko throughout the game. It is vehemently against Kotoyuki, and will even appear in the fog world to help the other Hineko. The journal notes that the Tsukumogami is designed to be a statue of Ashura. Ashura is of Buddhist mythology. If anyone with more knowledge on the subject can fill in the blanks, that'd be great. But to my understanding, the face of Ashura represents complex human emotions. So,
isn't Ashura like wrath? Or like a war god? That's what I thought Ashura was.
Maybe this fight,
no, maybe thinking of Ashura's wrath,
going to come off as, is actually a fight between Hineko and society. That the fox may represent her future life as someone else.
Not society! Oh my fucking god. It's just Rage Against the Machine, isn't it?
His wife, or just society's expectations for women in this era. While the doll represents her childlike innocence, which she must move on from because she's meant to spread her wings. Why wasn't it just like a Joker mask?
Why wasn't it just a fucking joke? It wasn't just a fucking Joker mask and the guy just saying, "We live in a society, Himiko."
This would be an attempt to show her moving on and growing as a person by herself. In order to get this ending, she must remove the brooch and purify the sacred sword. When you finish all the Jizo shrines, it almost seems like a godlike entity talks through her in order to get her to the sword.
Why is society
Tsukumogami and Inari are likely watching over her through these items.
I know society looks pretty fucking rad, I'm just saying.
She no longer needs their assistance and can handle this herself. It's clear that she thinks about the world differently than most. She has blurred the lines of gender and what girls and boys are meant to do. And in a society that often accepts its roles that have been laid out, Hineko is choosing to make her own, one that defines her and her alone.
I don't know, that Himiko we're seeing in the gameplay footage is going to get her ass handed to her.
Choose, even if it's the wrong choice. Because that agency and autonomy are valuable to her, but she lives in a world not defined by that yet.
Bean.
She even gets Kotoyuki to understand his side of it too. Hineko never desired any of his wealth or status. All she wanted was a choice. Kotoyuki says it himself, that they both want to know if their love is real, and not some spell. While there is a literal interpretation here with the god's possession and all, a metaphorical look gives us another answer, that the spell that's taken hold is the arrangement. The two of them believe there to be a spark, but is it real love? Or is it just the arrangement getting in the way? That's why the two leave with the intent of coming back to answer that question. Kotoyuki never got the childhood he wanted, so he's living out his inner childhood fantasies, allowing himself to be a kid again. While Hineko will choose how to lead her own life, and think about Kotoyuki and whether that spark was real. Both of them will decide of their own volition to tie the knot. But if it wasn't meant to be, at least they got to come to that conclusion on their own and made the choice themselves. This could explain why there is no secret twist at the end like the previous endings, and why Ibisugaoka is quiet. The corruption is gone, and her mind, while previously noisy and full of doubt and worry, for the first time is quiet and clear. This order of the endings, just like the notes, also makes me wonder if the narrative was designed this way on purpose. Ending 1 is the only ending able to be achieved on your first run-through. Endings 2 and 3 are accessible after the first is complete, and Ending 4 is unlocked after 2 or more endings are complete. Notice how the endings themselves seem to be building up to their own conclusion. Ending 1 is the basic option. The left are unable.
By the way, that's 3 minimum playthroughs for that.
To question herself. When talking with her shadow, she sounds confused, as anyone would in this situation. She has no idea what's going on, no idea who this shadow is or what it wants. In the same way that the player has just been going through the motions. We're just as clueless as she is. That's why it urges her to think about what's really going on. The fact that she has a wedding to attend to.
The other Silent Hill games actually went through and explained their fucking story.
Neither the player nor Hinako knows that, so both are left confused. Later, once the ending is revealed and we have time to digest
I barely
it
made through
facts,
one playthrough. You expect me to play this fucking 3 more times? Go fuck
clarity.
yourself.
New Game Plus gives us that time to think things over, look at the narrative from a different perspective. Hideko similarly has more time to think about what she wants to do, but ultimately...
I can think things over without having to play your game again. I thought it over, and I went, no!
Really ends in a either-or decision. Ending 4, though, after 2 full playthroughs, gives the player and Hinako the clarity they need, as they've had more time to think. Hell, one could say that the endings themselves were able to convince her of her true desires. Maybe during that long period of...
Her true desire is to go back and think about what she actually wants. Her true desire is to be indecisive. That's her true desire.
She thought about what would happen if she did go through it.
Really wonderful. We looped back around to basically being right back where we started.
And that's why they are undesirable to her.
Except she's not being attacked by demons, and they're not trying to kill each other anymore. But notice that the whole part of the story started because she was being indecisive about whether she wanted to do this or not. And the whole ending is she wants to think about it for a bit longer. Back to being indecisive once again. She has decided to be indecisive. While the story begins with her being indecisive. So we just loop back around to nothing. Woo!
We're talking with Junko in the
That's
final
worth
chapter.
3 playthroughs, isn't it?
Only for her to ask in a repeat playthrough if it's still alive. She was talking about her doubts, her fears of going through with this. Junko will further say that regrets are not resolved quickly, which is why Hinako was given more time.
Fuck.
She was given more time to make her decision. AKA, we were given another playthrough to make another decision and get another ending. Her dialogue is the same for both endings 2, 3, and 4, because Hinako is still weighing the options. To kill one side of her, so the other can win, or seeing if...
That's the thing I was saying before, like, gameplay... Like, the people who make these... Like, this is the same kind of shit that, like, The Last of Us did. Where The Last of Us spent, like, 8 hours getting us to hate Abby, and then flipped it to her perspective to try to get us to feel sympathy for her. But you can't just force someone through 8 hours of gameplay and then just try to flip the whole narrative on its head. It doesn't work. Because like the gameplay informs much more of a person's view on the story than the story itself. Video game is an interactive medium, far more interactive medium than books, than movies, than comic books, than anything else. And so many people who design video games these days seem to treat gameplay as like this afterthought. A lot of this could have been experienced through the gameplay. A lot of this could have been laid out in a more straightforward story and would have been better. A lot of this could have been made in a gameplay that didn't feel like ass to play. But no, none of that was done. Here we are. We got this as an example. Terrible. Hate it.
Both sides can come together. That's why I believe that the narrative is structured this way. Previous Silent Hill games, and even most games in general, are portrayed as a one-time excursion, where we choose something at the end. Repeat playthroughs give us different perspectives, but it's still the character's first time through. We're just metagaming in a sense because we know what's going to happen. I think Silent Hill F intends for each player.
Or another way you can interpret it as is gives you a complete experience in one game, as one playthrough, as opposed to this where you have to play the game 3 to 4 times to have the complete the complete basic story.
Playthrough and each ending to be a continuation. Not that a different playthrough replaces the previous one, but that every playthrough is sequential. Each ending, then, isn't the ending of a story per se, but rather the end of an act, with each one giving us more and more answers until we finally conclude. That, I believe, is the true ending.
I mean, except that's literally not how it works, but continue.
F. Thank you all for watching today, and I hope you enjoyed it. This might have been the hardest video I've ever had to make, and I'm honestly not sure if I even nailed this at all. Maybe I did. Maybe that was the
I miss Liza P. I do too. I will say, all in all, it was a good video. I will leave him a like. Because I do think it was a well-made video. Well-reasoned, well-researched, and I think that his perspective on it is fairly accurate to what the game was. How unfortunately what the game was aggravating and kinda shit and kinda rubbish. So, unfortunate, but that is how it is. So, I'm going to use the restroom, and then we're going to play the HELLMART demo. Alright, so I'm going to leave on some music for you guys while I use the restroom, and we'll be right back. Okay? I'll be right back. Gotta use the restroom. I gotta piss my pants. So be right back. And then we're switching gears. Okay, I'm back. All right, let me just turn this video capture off. Boop. Let me get the game on. Here it is, HELLMART demo. Boop. Let me change the category from just chatting to HELLMART. There we go. Done. Pause that. And head over to the game overlay. Ah, here we are. Here's the demo version of HELLMART, everyone. I don't know a whole lot about this game. I just know we work in some kind of grocery store. And then this fucking guy. This big thing right here. So, the demo has come out, and we're gonna see what that's all about. New game. I need a palate cleanser after all that. Tab. Oh. How do you prefer to play? With markers, without markers? Let's have with markers. I don't want to think about it too much. Ooh. Okay, so we are in the middle of fucking nowhere. Yeah, this would be a place I get murdered. Makes sense. Am I getting a call? Mushy mush. Congratulations, you've been hired as a proud employee of HELLMART. Wouldn't I already know this coming out here? Glad you made it on time. So what do you think of the little nowhere? It's quiet, a little too quiet. That's perfect. A full week to enjoy the silence away from the city noises. Ah, excellent. How the hell that I play Minecraft and listen you babble for more than 2 hours? I guess it's because I'm very entertaining. Or you have no one better to listen to. One or the other. Oh no, HELLMART is finally frozen over. Anyway, let's get down to business. First, you need to get inside the store. The door next to you is locked from the inside, but the back door should be open. All right, I'll go in then. Oh, you kind of see the hand. You kind of see this end of the phone moving, but this end of the phone isn't moving, and the hand's kind of wibbling through it. Once you're inside, find the pager on the register. That's how I'll send you instructions. Cool. The store might be a bit messy, so go ahead and start cleaning. You'll find everything you need inside. All right. Yeah, I think I'll manage. Great. That should cover everything. I'll call you before your first shift. Talk to you soon. End conversation. End conversation. Uh-huh. Back door? Wrong door. A door should be open. Does not look like they are. Ooh, planks. Can I go in here? Nope, doesn't look like it. Oh, there's a bunch of signs in there. Snacks. Frozen. I guess this is where things get delivered to. And a generator at 5%. That's not ominous. The pager should be at the register. All right. Look at all this blurn. God, I love blurn. I guess I have nothing better to listen to. Excellent. You're stuck here forever. Come, enjoy some blurn. I love blurn, and it's 50 fizz. 50 layers of fizz. God, when I'm tired in the day, I just crack open a bottle of blurn.
Ooh.
Fantastic. Time to start my shift. Keep the store clean as part of your duties. Clean mess earns you a small personal bonus. Don't let the store get too dirty. Filth drives customers away. Select the tools in your inventory with tab, sponge for windows, and walls and mops for floors. All right. Disgusting. This man has more voice acting than the Pokemon game. Better not let Nintendo hear you that. They'll send the Pinkerman to your house to beat you to death. Wipe this here. Filthy. Feel like no one's been here in years. Place is a mess. Oh, I can hide in here. Excellent. That's not awful and foreboding whatsoever. Sweetie, sweetie, sweetie. Sweetie, sweetie, sweetie. Sweetie, sweetie. God, we're gonna have those customers rolling in. I don't know from where, because there's nothing but a frozen abyss out there, but they'll be rolling in here anytime now. Nope, got one over here. Sweetie, sweetie, sweetie. You know, this place doesn't look very much... This place doesn't look very clean still. Alright, so I guess... I have boards I can put up, though. Oh, pager. Nope, did I hold it? Unlock staff door. Alright. What's the staff door? I guess it's the one with the arrow on it. Okay. Go to the break room. Why is the break room out here and not connected to the building? Go to bed. Sleep. Close your eyes. My boss has instructed me. It's time for sleep. Day 1. Answer the phone. Answer phone. Eat beans. Shit beans. I have to go outside to answer the phone? Jesus. A break room has a bed? Yeah, clearly. So, did you get some sleep? Kinda. That's the spirit. Yeah. Is he gonna mention like monsters? Alright, let's get to it. Remember the core rule of HELLMART. First, during the day, sell enough products to meet your quota and keep the store clean. Second, at night, maintain order and don't let any sketching types in without a damn good reason. And third, never leave the store at night, ever. Interesting. You can check these and other rules anytime in the plate next to the register. For now, head to storage and check and stock the shelves. A fresh delivery came in while you were resting. Huh? I haven't heard anyone drop anything off. Not surprising, you were out cold. How do you know that? How does he know I was asleep? Just know that new products arrive every morning. Once the shelf is stocked, go ahead and open the store. I'll call again this evening before your night shift. How does he know? How does he know? Oh, okay, so this was a delivery place like I thought it was. The jackasses. They didn't shovel. Rude.
Huh.
When the hell did they drop this off? I slept like 2 hours. Magic. New boxes of products arrive here daily to restock the supermarket shelves. Each section can hold up to 4 types of products, and daily stock is limited. Take a box from the storage and stock it on the shelves for the matching section. Okay, so we got snacks. That goes here or on the other side? Other side. Open package. Stock shelves. Okay. Okay. I understand. Throw this away. Go grab some more. Okay. What the fuck? This thing closed on its own? That scared that made me jump a bit. The door fucking slamming there. And it's not closing now. So I don't think that was supposed to happen. Or at least that wasn't, I love this man. Monster spaghetti. The door is still open. Okay, so something closed that door. Huh? Who the fuck? Who the fuck was that? Okay, there's someone here. Is that everything? Hold on, was that everything? I thought there was still something. There's still another box in here. Oh, no, it's just pasta and chips. Okay. Who the fuck was that guy? Okay, so there's someone in the store. The shift again once you flip the sign and customers will start arriving. Your biggest fan. I don't like him. He, smiles a bit too broadly. Customers will start arriving. During the day, you must sell enough products to meet a daily quota. Failing to meet the quota by the end of shift will lead to horrifying consequences. Okay. Why are the consequences horrifying? For anything, I need a squeegee? Anything I need to sponge? I don't want to die in the middle of the night. There they are. My first customer. Like being fired and in debt? Yes, of course. That's the only thing that'll happen. And nothing else. Greetings, customer. Purchase your things. Fill the register with money. Save me from poverty, yes. Open the register. Properly serving customer order a small portion of reward. Giving the incorrect change may upset customers and raise your quota. Grab the item and swipe it left past the scanner and release it over the bag. After scanning all items, take the customer's payment and return from the register and return change from the register to complete the transaction. Let me save you from your heavy wallet. Yes, of course, let me save you from your heavy wallet, your burdens. Anyone tell you smile too much? Okay. So she gave me $1 and she received $1. I give her no change. Total received $1. How do I? What do I do now?
Uh-huh.
Are you new here? I know. Oh, okay. I pressed space. Okay. Are you new here? I know every face in town except yours. I've never seen you before either. So what do you want? Yeah, today's my first day. Wonderful. I came here nearly every day. I think we'll get along just fine. Debatable, but okay. Your predecessor once gave me the wrong change. I didn't say anything at the time, but I noticed. I'm sure he noticed it too when you hit him with an axe behind the in the back of the. I had to teach him a little lesson. What do you mean by that? Is this a threat? No, not at all. I never threaten everyone. Just observe. Anyway, folks around here are friendly and full of smiles. You'll fit right in. Well, have a good shift. I'll stop by again sometime. The milk here is calm. I notice things like that. I notice everything. Please leave the building, ma'am. You, I like you. You don't smile. Oh, fuck. Now, you gave me total is $4, and you gave me $4. This place is filthy. Clean it up already. Sorry for the mess. I'll clean it right away, bitch. Hold on. I need to leave the register for a second. Hold on. Hold on. How did it get filthy so fast? No, snow. Oh, Jesus, you guys just trailed it everywhere. Jesus. All right, here I go. Yeah, hello. Nope, got that. Take it. I received 10. The total is 5. You get $5 back. Hello, sir. Oh, God. I don't like your face. Not take this personally, sir. You look like you should be locked in a insane asylum. You gave me 50? You know, they're making this fucking easy for me. All right, so that's 46. 1, 2, 5, 1. Right, I need to register, start cleaning again. I have to do math, aren't I? Quick math. Good thing I can actually add. You look happy. You look too happy. I don't like it. Jesus. Give me a moment. I'm coming. Dude, you people just fucking dragging in shit everywhere. I think he just got a salary. Is it Friday already? Alright, so you gave me 50 again, 45. Alright. There we go, I reached my quota. Hold on, we have to go answer the phone on the outside of the building again. Mushy mush. Congratulations, you hit your first quota. That wasn't too hard. It looks like I got a cable one on my hands. You made it through your first shift. Now it's time for the night shift. You'll be using the security system on the computer to help you. But first, you need to log in. The password is hell. Then you remember that? Yeah, that's great. Good. Once you are in, look for the security cam. Do that first and make sure everything's working fine. And don't forget to lock the staff door before the night hits. That's all for now. Good luck. I'll call you at noon before your next day's shift. Good luck. Okay, I gotta get rid of all these people here first. Hold on. You can let you monitor a store via cameras and manage its various systems. First, log into the system, and then open the securitycam.exe to check the store program. First, I gotta deal with this. Alright, so you were $6 in total. You have given me 20. That's more feasible. You get 14 bucks back. Hello, sir. Holy hell, do I have to lock the door? I think I may need to lock the door. $6, you get $1. Ma'am, I don't want to alarm you, but there is a doppelganger right behind you. You may want to leave the premises as quickly as possible. Cool. Exact change. Love to see it. I don't know if you're the doppelganger or if the other one's the doppelganger. There's a knife on aisle 4 if you want to, handle this real quick. Just a few quick stabs to the back. The security system's off. No one will see anything. That's a HELLMART promise. Alright, so that is 1, 5, 1, 2. Hell. Oh! How do I back off? Who is jerking off in my store? Lock the door, more customers will get in. That's what I wondered. Do I have to lock the door? I can't close the door. I can't seem to close the door at all. So I guess I gotta keep going until they're done. $100? And then we need to give 4. Okay. Exact change. Get out. Day's almost over. Better wrap up. Alright, well, I'm gonna lock this preemptively. What if I lock her in the store? Lock that preemptively. There's a few things on the window. Let me clean this up. You can wait your damn turn. I'm cleaning. I'm cleaning. There we go. All clean. Boop. And boop. And boop. How much you giving me? $6? Alright, you get $1 back. Be gone from my sight. Didn't register used to be against the other wall? I'm pretty sure I paid there last time. It's not my fault you're schizophrenic, ma'am. It's on this side. Sorry, it's my first day. I wouldn't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. It still feels like the store has changed, though. Alright, I won't bother you. Have a nice day. Have a nice day, ma'am. Fucking crazy bitch. Where'd that jerking off man go? Alright, close the door. I flip the sign. Oh, I have to lock this other staff door. Get ready for the night shift. What does that mean? I gotta just wait, get ready for it to happen. It's coming. Oh, fuck. At night, you must maintain order and deal with night visitors? Evenings under control and lead to a successful shift that satisfies the boss. Be careless or leave the store and you won't live to regret it. Oh. We have decided to take things, escalate things quite a bit. Check the security cameras. I was checking the security cameras. Who the fuck? Get out. Someone may come knocking after hours. Whether you open a door, that's on you. Read them right and you'll get a reward. Management won't ask questions. Make the wrong call and something terrible will happen. Oh, goody good. I have to make radical decisions. Hey, buddy, please let me... Hey, buddy, please let me in. Who's here? It's Colin! Oh my god, it's Colin. I'm a local. I was shopping here earlier, remember? I don't remember you being here. What do you mean you don't remember? I bought, chips and pasta. Yeah, pasta. So why are you here anyway? Yeah, of course, that's a likely story. I missed the last bus in the town, and the next one's not till morning. Let me in, and I'll give you $30. I don't trust you, Collins. We only sell 2 things here, and it took you 5 minutes to think of it. Not feeling good about this. Sorry, I can't let you in. What? Are you serious, dude? I'll freeze out here, or worse. Nope. Suffer for your consequences. Asshole, you'll pay for this, you hear me? Move along, sir. It's $30. Here you can freeze. Why are the lights flickering? I'm sure there's nothing bad about that. No, he can die in the cold. Look, if he dies in the cold and we find his body in the morning, then we can just take the $30 from him then. We'll just loot it from his corpse. It's much easier. Oh, fuck. Hello? Knock, knock. Her hands disappeared. Was that just a bug, or was that a question? Who's there? You? What do you mean you? Outside. You're outside. I'm inside. No. Ma'am, I'm inside. Fuck off. No. That would be far too easy. Leave! See, that's why we send them off into the abyss. Where's the baby? What the hell was a baby? Baby on aisle 3. Flip the sign for technical break, go to bed. Oh, not again with the baby. I hate it every time there's a baby. Alright, go to bed. Simple enough of a gameplay loop, I guess. Day 2. Checkpoint saved. Ah, cool. Starting day with some good old snow shoveling as You do. Shovel, 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 shovel. Why are we self-shoveling all the way over here when no one's walking? I feel like it's a little pointless. You know? Dogs. Should check the new stock. We got pine nuts and bakery mix. Oh, right. I didn't unlock the back door, though. Shite. I didn't unlock the back door. Hold on. Hold on. Gotta unlock the door. There we go. Now, where did the pine nuts go? Am I supposed to... Which one am I supposed to pick up? The marker's not changing. Alright, well, I guess this goes on stack somewhere. These... I see. Oh, I see. These nuts. Yes, of course. Stock shelves of new products. And bakery mix. I can't wait for it to become mix. Canned foods, bakery. What are these shelves around here? I should open up the store. What about chips? I don't think we've well, hold on, let me restock the chips. Might as well. We got a bunch more boxes of the chips and the other stuff, so we might as well throw out some of these out there, you know? Might as well make sure we got presenting ourselves with the maximum amount of products we can give to the good old people of this community who can't live without their chips, the fresh set of nuts in their mouth, and to wash it all down with some blurn. 3 hours in, we're making new grounds. We're making new grounds. Nuts. He just left with nuts. And then we'll leave this out here with this. Throw in disgust. Have I... Hold on, let me squeegee first. Nothing to squeegee? Any windows need cleaning? These window needs cleaning here. There we go. Cool. Generator's dead. Why do I feel like this is going to be a very annoying mechanic I have to deal with? Grab a canister from storage. Oh, I love this mechanic. Oh! Keep the generator running at all times. Or generator powers all the store's equipment. If stalls, it'll plunge the store into darkness. How fast does this run out? Like, 5% lasted us for a day. It was up 5% yesterday. But I feel like... Oh, we're playing Dead by Daylight. Sweet. Now, how fast... Let me watch how fast this drops.
Huh?
A call? How the hell is he doing that? I just powered it up. Okay, so not very slow. I'll probably have to come back and check on that every so often. Mushy mushy. Let me guess, the generator died. How did you know? I tried calling you a couple of minutes ago. No answer. My first thought, generator. Anyway, I'm glad you figured it out. Well, you want to have it again, you better upgrade the generator, of course. Get a computer to the program called Shop++. You use it to upgrade the store's equipment. Comes out of your own wallet. Wait, I'm paying for maintenance? Yeah, what the fuck? What do you expect? The current shop setup is good enough to get the job done. Everything else is strictly optional. Alright, get moving. Time for the upgrade the generator. Once you've done that, open the store. Don't keep the customers waiting. Everything is perfectly serviceable, he says. Except for the generator. Is that a man standing out there? Or is that... No, that's a bush. That's a tree. Except for the generator, and you need to buy it. Upgrade the store with personal funds at Shop++. Purchase an upgrade. Activate immediately. Alright, Shop++. Ooh. Damn, I'm so close to getting a fucking generator 2. Prevents breakdown when using electronic devices. Cool. Now, we let the customers in. You don't have rent at least. Fair enough. Imagine if I was also paying rent. Check the security cameras. Did I leave one of the doors open? Oh, I did. Might as well lock this door. I don't have a reason to go outside it. All the other doors I need are on the other side. You gotta go. See you later. Goodbye. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and or evening. How did that get dirty already? Literally, that woman is so disgusting. By the mere virtue of her walking into the store. See you next stream. See you later. Really, by the virtue of her walking into the store, that window got dirty immediately. All right. Boop. And boop. And boop. All right, so looking at 560. Of course. And you gave me $6, so you get 40 cents. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shame. Shame on that woman. Whore! Throw rice at her. Hello, Crackhead McGee. What are you doing here? Of course you want some nuts. Of course you want some nuts. And a pack of cigarettes. Sure, just a second, you fucking weirdo. I hope it kills you. Did it go in? Alright, so $5, you get 70 cents. Here's 50 cents. 50 cents? What's a 50 cents coin? I never heard of that currency before. I want it to be a game mechanic. It does nothing, but it would be fun. I'm pretty sure that would displease the customer. 780. And I received 780. Off you go now. Off you fuck. Alright, where is... Ah, there it is. There we go. Yeah, we got chips. We got more chips. $2. I got $2. Off your fuck. And we got chips, some nuts for this lovely woman, some nachos, some nice mix, and some more nuts for a grand total of $7.20. And he gave me exactly $7.20. What the fuck is that? He's filthy is what he is. Filthy. Tall man. I don't know you, and I'm judging by your breathing noises, I think your lungs are failing. What's your point? Are you working here? Are you working alone here? Depends on your definition of alone. Why do you ask? Someone else used to work here, and now he's gone. Cigarettes. Any kind. What an enticing conversation that was. 250. You gave me 5. So you get 1, 2, bam. Oh, I hit that quota easy. And but what are these even called? Freddy's Bakery. Cool. Alright, 620, and you gave me 620 exactly. Alright, off your fuck. What do you want, Smiley? Welcome to Walmart. Get your shit and get out. 480, and you gave me 6, so that's a $1.20. Again, your doppelganger just walked out the building. In case you want to deal with that, we here at Walmart have a policy of not giving a fuck what you do outside the building, so go right on ahead. You get 20 cents. Knives are in aisle 4. Beeper. All the windows seem fine. We seem to have plenty of stocked up on stuff. See how generator's doing. 100%. Cool. I think we can lock the door for now. Hello, Gregorian man. Oh no, it's Crackhead. It's Crackhead Steve. He's back. What are you looking for, Crackhead? I thought I told you I won't serve your kind here no more. Welcome to Walmart. Get your shit and get out. Oh, we're running out of bakery stuff. I need to go get some more of that. Holy shit. How many did you grab? I grabbed 5, but he grabbed like 6 bags of that shit. Yeah, 20 cents. Yeah, I'm gonna grab some more of that stuff, because apparently people are just fucking grabbing at by the boatloads. Hold on, fixing it. Bakery mix. Hold on, Peeper. Hold on. There you go. Here we go. Here we go. You owe me $2. Get 20 cents back. I'll bring more out of storage. Make sure next time to shelve the stuff. I literally just stocked them right behind you, ma'am. If you want to turn your gangly ass neck around and look over there, right fucking behind you, you blind ass bitch. And maybe you can direct your complaints to someone who gives a fuck. Tell me, is the basement still sealed away? What?
Uh-huh.
You don't know the story? Let me tell you. Ma'am, there are other people in line. Some time ago, a curious boy wandered between the aisles. In the center, there was a hatch leading to a basement. For some reason, it was open. Curiosity got better of him. He leaned over into the darkness, and the hatch slammed shut. People rushed to the noise, and the hatch was gone, as if it never existed. The boy's muffled cries echoed through the store here for a while. So serves him right. Yeah, fuck that kid. How can you say that? He was just a kid. Just a silly tale. Get out. Stop wasting my time. Better wrap up. Hold on, my doggo is really chuffing at me. She wants to go outside. Want to go outside, Piper? Come on, you want to go outside? Piper doesn't go outside, but Archer did. So he's outside. Alright, the rest of you need to get the fuck out of here. Oh my god. Why are you buying so much baking stuff? Can't you just buy like one bag like a reasonable human being? 620. Oh, there's another bag of chips over there. So you gave me 7, so it's, I received 10, 720, so that's 280. 1, 2, 50, 1, 2, 3. Yes. Yes. A man likes his nuts. He certainly likes putting nuts in his mouth. That he does. You get 60 cents. All right. Serve last customers. Close the main door. Lock the staff doors. I feel like the generator is going to break at night. I have a feeling the generator is going to break at night, and that's going to be terrifying. Get ready for the night shift and clean some stuff up. Well, there that man goes. I see him still walking away. All that's left is the box, but I can take care of that in the morning. Right, the computer. Anomalies threaten the integrity of HELLMART and safety and staff. Anomalies? The indicator in the top right corner shows if anomalies are present in the store. To fix the situation, find an anomaly and remove it. Look for flickering lights in the ceilings to spot the anomaly. Fix the anomaly. Where's the anomaly? Oh, it was the camera. The camera was the anomaly. Ma'am, I saw you. Oh, damn it. Can't believe. Blood on a Tuesday? Can't believe this shit. That's clearly a Thursday. Don't turn around. Who do you take me for? There's nothing there. You even lied to me. Nothing. More blood welling in the corner of the room. Well, it's that bell. Right, first take care of this. Go show up first. Oh, there it is. Turn off the fire alarm. Well, this came back again. I literally just cleaned this. I clean this up too. Another one over here. What the fuck is that? It's the morning, be gone, devil! Flip the sign for a technical break. Throw this away. What the fuck was that? I feel like that's going to be a problem I'm going to have to deal with later. I wonder, can I stock up on stuff before I end the night? Is that like a strat? Is that a strat I can do? That'd be cool. Let's see. That'd be cool. If I could stock up these shells before I go to sleep and they'll be stocked already when the morning starts. Yo, we got a bunch of stuff here, and they're about gonna, when I go to sleep, they're gonna deliver more stuff. So let's see, can I game it a little bit? And just like use all of these now? Alright, we got one last bag of chips, and we have another shelf we can put it on. Let's see, am I gonna be smart, or am I gonna burn all my fucking resources? Survey says. Survey says I stocked. Lord forbid I put something else on there. I might have fucked myself a little bit. I put too many chips out. I know I can put too many chips out. Oh wait, can I buy something now? Can I buy a shelf upgrade now? Let's see. Will it let me do that? Nope, unavailable. Only got 47 bucks for all that shit? Oh, bullshit. Okay, so I can't buy any shelf upgrades. Lame. Probably in the full game I can, but this version I cannot. Let's put the bakery mix out then. I want them complaining, oh, the bakery mix is gone. Because all these people love Freddy Bakery's dry mix air sponge cake. You can tell we live in a backwards society when they all love that shit. You can tell we live in a fucking godforsaken land. That should be good. And there's a... And then we have pasta. Alright, so let's see. Did I game the system, or am I just going to be a big old idiot? Big dumb stupid head. Big dumb fucking moron. Alright, let's see. Let's see. I'm surprised nothing's ever waiting for me in here. I feel like one of these times something's gonna be waiting for me in here. It's gonna give me a jump scare. Checkpoint saved. Shovel snowdrift. That's what we love to do in the morning. Am I writing that? Oh, so all work, no play. We're just making Shining references. And we're good there. Get this all shoveled out of the way. How does he know that the snow drifts here every morning? The guy who's paging us, who clearly knows a lot more than he's letting on. Hello? Check the stock. Okay, so we got a bunch of stuff. So let's see. Did all the stuff I stocked save? Yes, it did. The peanuts I'm gonna have to keep a track on. Like, I'm gonna have... Peanuts I'm gonna have to keep track of. Did we get something new? We did. We got soda. We got soda. And... household chemical. They gave me bleach. They're telling me to bleach myself. Generator's still at 100%, so I haven't needed to refill that. That has been a surprisingly lax affair. Well, no one's taken a burn so far. No one's taken a blurn so far. No one's touched the blurn. Are they gonna touch it now? I can't believe they're going to be touching my blurn. What do you think? I stocked these shelves so that they can enjoy the nice beverage? This is clearly just for me. All right, well. I guess we'll fully stock the shelves. Might as well fully stock the shelves. There's no reason not to. Like, if this isn't enough to survive the night, then it doesn't matter anyway, right? Like, if they go through all of this shit, then I'm fucked anyway. They're gonna whinge and whine and moan about the shelves not being stocked. I'm just gonna have to shrug at them. I'm just gonna have to shrug at them. There we go. Throw that away. You know, yeah, I haven't seen that guy again anymore. I wonder if he's still in here. Yep, doesn't look like it. That's just a tree. That guy I saw in the bathroom on the first day, I haven't seen him anymore. Although I think Archer wants to come back inside. Be right back. Be right back. Oh, the cat's mad. I've been watching my parents' dog for the past, like week, right? Past like 2 weeks almost, and they're off in Italy. So while they're off in Italy, I'm watching their dog, and my cat does not like him. Piper, my other dog, Piper, is fine with him, but I have 2 cats as well. One of them's fine with him because they kind of know him already because he was she was a kitten. She stayed in the same house as him, so they know each other a little bit. She was still hesitant about him, but you know, she got over it. My other cat though, my older cat, fucking hates him. Hates him. I'm gonna kind of game the system a little bit by just taking a box of peanuts and leaving it in here. Will that count as a mess? That does count as a mess. But can I survive it? Yes, I can survive it. It's just one small thing. I just have to remember that that's a thing. I just have to make sure I maintain any other messes are taken care of. Nothing's popped up. All right, sweet. And we are good to go. The cigarettes have restocked themselves. Interesting. I thought that was definitely going to be a box I'd have to deal with. Interesting. Yeah, I think I'm going to reach the end of this demo. And then I think that's going to be it for tonight. I was going to do Anomaly games. But I think I'll just save those for tomorrow. Before we play Nuclear Nightmare. Yeah, let's check the squeegee just in case. Any squeegeeing? Any sponging? Ah, of course. I knew a woman and her damn pungent mist would just cause stains on the window. Big stand back. I have a sponge. 2 blurns. For $50. Jesus Christ, ma'am. All right, so that's $47.60. And it's fucking $2.42. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's check to make sure. Oh. How dare you. There we go. Any sponging need to be done? No sponging. Alright. Some blur and some shampoo for you, ma'am. Ma'am? Ma'am. $10, so that is $5.30. I think we're doing pretty good. I think my math thing is pretty on point. Probably. Though I can tell they're upping the difficulty of the mathing a bit. Because they're adding all these new items we're adding are just tons of change. Hold on. Ah, here we go. Jesus, crackhead Steve, you're back here again. At least you bought some shampoo this time. What the fuck is that noise? $100. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. 50. And then what'd that be? That'd be 88.40. No, 87.40. So that'd be 70, 80. Hold on. Here we go. And then... Oh, wait, are we stuck? Oh, let's... Return 1. I think we're stuck. I'm sorry, sir. I'm trying to check you out, but we're stuck. Alright, so try again. So 80. Oh wait, 7. There we go. Alright, let me deal with all you first. Holy hell. I guess I just didn't reach the amount yet. Hold on. Hold on. Alright, this is gonna be a problem. Alright, this is... And a pack of cigarettes. Sure. Alright, excellent. Out you off you go. Off you fuck. You're here again? Yeah, we're here for a while. For how long? A few days, I guess. Good. Pack of cigarettes. Same as last time. Alright, cool. What the fuck was that? I literally just missed what happened there. Something happened there and I didn't even see it. I saw like something expanding. All right, so it's 88.20. All right, let's deal with this. Okay, she's going crazy. Ugh, who's sicking on the floor? Oh, fuck! Oh! Who let that crackhead in? What the fuck was that about? Gosh, you pissed on the floor and everything. I just want to mop the floor, Jesus Christ. Hold on. Yeah, hello. $7. All right, cool. Off you go. Something tonight's gonna be rough. Got chills all over. Should I expect visitors? Best not to let anyone in tonight. No, I'm lost. No, help me. No, I'm freezing out here. All right, listen up. Tonight isn't a normal night. You need to order some planks and use the supply.exe program on the computer. The delivery's here. Board up all the staff doors. You're frightening me. Fear keeps you alive. Ignoring it doesn't. That's it. Time to get ready. I hope you don't screw this up. All right, so I think we have the penultimate part of the I think we have the penultimate part of the of the demo. I think we're there. Hold on, I gotta go grab this stuff. I think after this night, either we live or die. That's the demo. I better barricade the place before nightfall. Yeah, it's fucking horrifying. Hold on, man. All right, and lock this one too. Oh man, I only have enough for that. Well, I can buy another one. We still got time. Hold on, man. Yep. Hold on, man. Barricading the doors. Oh, shit. Didn't mean to do that. Ah, there we go. Alright, now you gotta leave. Holy fuck, man. Alright, 50. So it's going to be 92. 30. It doesn't bother you that something's always missing from the basket. I take one moment from the shelf, but the register is different. So I'll double check everything next time. Thanks, it's starting to feel weird. Weirdo. Alright, sponges. Hold on, I'm gonna clean this up before I end the day fully. And all these windows are gross. Alright, so we have to deal with anomalies, we have to deal with visitors. And we have to deal. Well, now we have to deal with something new. I feel like I should have bought more boards. Shit, too late now. I only got one board. I feel like I should have bought more boards. Take a look around. What the hell? I need to... What the fuck is that? Get the fuck off me! What is that? Fuck, I can't let that thing get inside. What the hell was it? During invasion, you must make sure to stop the monster from getting in. Hold the line, and you'll keep both your life and your paycheck. Let the monster in. Management will need to find a new employee. What the fuck do you mean? Oh, God. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Oh, I wasn't supposed to go outside. Whoops. Oh, I thought that was the point where the game was telling me I had to go out there and deal with that. I thought that's what the game was telling me. Oops, I misunderstood. Whoops, I did it again. All right, but that is where I'm going to end the game for today. That's where I'm going to end the stream for today. It's a little late. It's about 11 o'clock here. So I'm going to call it quits because we're going to have a longer stream tomorrow. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate you all. And let me see who is online that we can raid. Let me see. Who is online? Let's see. We have. I don't know who that person is. Anyway, we have Ray is online. Celesta, Swole, Mitsuki, Blue, Aliona. Oh, Bastion's on. Oh god, he's playing Vampire the Masquerade too. Let's raid him because he's going through it right now. I need other keyboard. I need my other keyboard. /raid _Bastion. All right. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate you all. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening or daytime, wherever the fuck you are. And I'll see you all again later. Everyone have a good one.